We broke up.
That's what Alba was like. That's what Alba was like. Oh man. Reaper Rails is in the chat. Yeah, Alba red pill now. You saw, did you? I don't know if you have a chance. Actually, Reaper, do you have time right now to come on the live stream? If you can. I know this is awkward timing, but these next two live streams that I'm doing specifically, this one right now that I'm doing and the next one, could you I know this might be too late, but can you do this one? Can you jump on the panel on this one because you said oh, I only saw part of it. He made a massive mistake at the end. Because really the whole live stream was basically a snooze fest to me. In on an hour or so, but I have a meeting at 4:30. Oh yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. I'll keep it. I'll keep it open, and then hop back in the chat, and then hopefully I see you. And then I think tomorrow because I really got to do this Dr. Cheyenne Bryant live stream because she came on the Breakfast Club, and it's confirmed now that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant she's not a doctor. It's confirmed, so it's not even. So I definitely need you on that one too as well. Oh man. He says I would, but I can't, but maybe like in an hour. Oh yeah, of course. He also made the other live stream and members only video. So remember that live stream that I said I wanted to show you. So if you go on his live stream, because I still had the tab open, and then I just opened my laptop. I opened my laptop. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. I opened my laptop. If you go on Abba's live stream platform, the What Happened live stream, the stream 4 days ago, it says members only. So I literally had the video saved up like this, and then this popped up. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But yes, but they dropped this live stream today. It's still up. Hopefully it's not members only. So I'm keeping this tab open. Yeah. He said he hid the other video. This guy is such a lying grifter. Somebody said, yo, why the thumbnail got Abba looking like somebody's big mama? Yeah, that picture right there, that is wild work. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's because it's from this file. Let me see if I can open up the file. It's from this file right here. Yeah, so this is what I screenshotted off of my laptop. So I had a oh man, I'm just trying to do this nigga dirty. I ain't even gonna hold you. Oh man. But anyway, it is disappointing that the original video I wanted to show you a little bit of it. I was putting down, minute marks on where to show you like the important things. But they privated that video. Well, they sent that video to the member stream and now they dropped this video. Wrong one. I gotta stop doing that. But this one specifically today, they dropped this 2 hours ago. I watched the whole thing. It was about an hour and a half, right? Yep, an hour and a half live stream. It was a snooze fest. Let me repeat myself. It kind of was a snooze fest because everything that he quote unquote exposed her for is something that we already told you that women be doing. exaggerating details post breakup, that's not news to that's not news to me. He tried to drop a couple of shots at the red pill at the end, and where and in that part of the live stream, he basically missed the point. The red pillers or the so-called manosphere, they're not attacking you because they believe the broad. They don't believe the broad. They're attacking you because it's you, bro. You you going through this, and you're the last person. You know that the LeBron meme that's been going viral. Y'all know the one I'm talking about, the one where he was facing the Rockets. He says, "Nah, you're the last one." So, out of all the shit that you was talking, you should be the last person even having this on your record. You know what I mean? So it's that's why they going at you. And same with me. Say we take your word for it, but you did everything right. You're not a red pillar, right? Like you like to say, you're not this. You're not Myron. You're not Fresh. You're not any of these other grifters. You're not red pill. You're something different. You still ended up in the same situation. you thought you thought being anti RP and doing all these things. You thought that was going to save you from these hoes. Now somebody might say, "Oh, because Reaper Rel's in the chat. He's been clear. He doesn't claim the RP, doesn't do all that, but he knows himself. There's nothing out here, and he said that there's nothing out here that's going to protect you for what the women can do to you in the United States of Israel. I mean, America, right? So this is as long as you can acknowledge that." And then not just put it as, oh, that's just a you problem. And this is what Abba and Preach, well, specifically Abba, that's what he got himself caught up in. And to be fair, Reaper Rel makes way more sense than most of the so-called R pillars in the space. But that's a whole other story. But but the people. It seems to me there's a very small percentage of people that understand what can possible happen, as Bernie Mac would say. What could possible happen if you mess with the wrong broad in the United States of Israel? Yeah, right. In this country, you mess with the wrong broad. That literally everything that you work for. And I know that can be any country, but I'm just saying, in this situation, I'm talking about your reputation, everything that you worked for, everything that your blood, sweat, and tears, your reputation, all of that, gone, just like that. And don't let it be no white girl or a lighter skinned complexion girl. You're beat. You're damn near shot. And she could have been making the whole thing up. So all you dudes out here going out your way, trying to OD shit on the RP, OD shit on other dudes that went through similar things, you're gonna get your wake up call. And Abba, whether he wants to admit it or not, he's getting his RP. He's getting his red pill in live and in 4K. He out here called. Oh yeah, you in the live stream. He was calling. He said this broad, this dumb broad. I was like, okay. He's getting his red pill whether he wants to admit it or not. Panda Man says Abba better not shave his face again. He says, yeah, that picture right there. Ooh wee. People, a beard can really save. Beards be really saving people. I can't say if my beard is really saving me because it's not. I don't have a strong jaw, pause, or a strong beard game. So I can't because my beard, because I already look 10 years older than I'm supposed to, and then the beard just definitely cements it. It definitely cements it, but I don't want to cut it. I'd never want to cut it. Um, Henoch says Puniti. Shout out to anybody in the Warm Band. Panda Man says I'm gonna go to his page to troll him. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I've never said this about anybody. Even remember the broad, the sports journalist broad that was sneak dissing me. Even her, I said don't go on her page. In this case, however, I grant you guys full permission to troll. The reason why I say this is because I want you to see the words, the phrases that the ABBA defenders use. You think that these guys are Corey Holcomb fans or Patrice O'Neal fans, or Chris Rock fans, or Red Pillars, all these, or all these people. The way they respond back to you is going to be funny. There's this one girl that was kind of she's trolling. I know she's antagonizing the ABBA fans, and you should see the response that she's getting. Like you should see it. Now all of a sudden, it's don't believe all women. None of that benefit of the doubt. No two sides to this. Is this bitch lying? This bitch is trying to destroy ABBA, and this is what she do. And this is it's funny. It's really funny. Enoch says, Chris, the United States disapproves of your statement. I'm just gonna keep doing that because it's pretty clear at this point. It's like it's not even a debate. It's not even a conspiracy anymore. And when you're looking at these things, you're just like, what are we? And even the laws that are allowed in this country, the stuff that is happening. And I told you what the last straw for me was. I got that speeding ticket, but from those automatic cameras. That was they're like, Chris, out of all the things, this was the last straw. Yeah, that was the last straw for me. I was like, oh, I'm like, we're not even, this is we're in cuckoo land now. We're in straight cuckoo land. Says a goatee beard looks good on me. People get mad when I cut it. Yeah, I think like I remember the last time I cut my beard short, I got similar response. Like my cousin, he was like, "Nah, don't do that." He said, "You looking like you be stalking school children." Panda Man says that Lil Punk set his comments to subs and members only. Exactly. I got kicked out of the chat. So they once the stream, like in the beginning, they set the comments in the chat to members and subscribers only, but like longtime members or something like that. But since I'm a subscriber to the channel, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure once the stream starts, they probably gonna let me comment. Man, I made one comment. All I said the comment was Abba is a deadbeat. The moderator put me on timeout and did not let me leave timeout. That's I swear on everything. That's all I said. I said Abba is a deadbeat. Just a troll. Just a troll. And then the moderator put me in timeout. I was like, okay. This is interesting. XVYJZ, shout out to him checking in the stream. He says Abba looks like a tether Tariq uses for his thumbnails. Facts. That's facts. That's facts. I was gonna let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Abba's beard hides his femininity. Yeah, his red pill side came out, Pyro. Yeah, if you watch that stream, I'm telling you, because I watched the full thing. See if I can. Man, he was out here. He tried to hide it. He's one of those he's one of those hoe ass niggas trying to, oh, I'm trying to stay neutral and I gotta because unfortunately he's created this character for himself that he's like the guy in the middle, the arbiter of truth. I'm this person. I'm just a regular dude, I don't have any strong takes, and he that's the position that he's kind of painted himself in. So he has to keep up this act. But in the reality, I already know he want to be like this bish. Oh man. Do I have a sound do I have a similar sound bite? No, I do not have a similar sound bite. But he really wants to be like this bitch. What's that Anderson Paak song? But anyways, that's really what he wants to do. Henox says, "Looks, Chris, as much as I hate Apu, I used to be a fan of his. Don't go hard on his fans. They are yet to wake up. The suppository is still not in effect for them." I get that. I appreciate that chat comment too. So I'll chill out a little bit because there's a lot of these people that I don't like, and I'm still subscribed to their channel. You know what I mean? Like their updates still pop up. The only person that I unsubscribed to was really Fresh and Fit, and then everybody else I still kept. Because I don't want to be that guy to be like, I'm taking back my subscription. I don't. You know, I don't want to be that guy. But with those guys, I just want. It's just interesting the language that they're using. And Abba, specifically him, he went out of his way to try to prove a point that he's the bigger guy and all these red pill guys are losers. And to prove his point, he kept picking the lowest common denominators, the lowest hanging fruit to get an easy slam dunk, bragging about like there was a point where I was like, I got really tired of Alvin Preach because literally a third of their videos was dedicated to either Myron or Fresh. And I'm like, I do not want to even see these niggas. Like, bruh, why? But they would brag about, them, talk about inside the manosphere, talking about just pearly things, all the lowest common denominator, basically all the losers. Well, let me not be that harsh, but basically all the clearly flawed creators or grifters going out their way to use them to paint the whole as this way, but to still act like I'm still neutral. And these guys are but these guys are part of the problem. Basically going out their way to do this. Just for you guys, or specifically you, Abba, to end up in the exact same situation, if not worse, because you did everything right according to the fans. If we're going to take the fans at your word, if we're going to take you at your word, you did everything right. You did all the gentlemanly thing when dealing with a crazy broad. They're from Canada. You're from Canada, so you already know you are more on the nice side, and you're still in the same position. When are you guys going to acknowledge the truth? You can still have a female fan base and acknowledge the truth. You do know that, right? Corey, if you take Corey Holcomb for example, go into any of his comedy shows. It's mostly women in the audience, believe it or not. Believe it or not, it's mostly women in the audience, and and the hoes you see all types of hoes in there. It's mostly bad bitches too. It's crazy work. It's crazy how this stuff works. It's crazy how this stuff works, man. Mostly bad bitches too. Or how about to say it's mostly normal looking bitches in there. Bitches that I'll say it like this: there's mostly presentable women in there. How about that? Yeah, you'll see some fat hoes in there. You'll see some skinny hoes in there, right? But you can tell the truth without having to do all of that nonsense. You know, Pan the man says Fresh and Fit got a stream calling them abort and preach. Oh man. But yeah, that's the narrative. That's the narrative. Um I made a joke in the comment section of this video. I said Abba's gonna be the first ninja in the he's gonna be the first ninja in history to have to pay child support for aborted fetus. I don't know if the comment went through. I don't know if it went through. But basically, if you really look at his street, he doesn't even understand. He was trying to throw shots. I'm like, bro, you actually are proving us right in real time. Just in real time. XVY Jay-Z says Abba is an undercover red pill passport bro, baby daddy. He's low key, he's a pookie. He's a pookie. Knock said, to be fair, they beefed with Fresh and Fit in the beginning due to Myron saying some stupid ish about Peach's wife. Then it spiraled into them ishing on the red pill and the worthless creators. I don't condone what Apu and Peach did, but I understand why they used the RP to get to Myron and Walter. Well, from what I remember, the beef kind of started. I don't know if it was like who started what first, but basically, Abba and Preach had dropped a video disagreeing with one thing that Fresh and Fit did, and then and then Myron basically got triggered. I don't even know what the argument it was about. It was literally over nothing, and then they went at it. It was basically like Abba and Preach basically disagreed with one of their stances. I think it was I think it was I could be wrong what the argument was about, but I think it was over whether or not you should pay for box. And Abba and Preach had their stance on it, and they were pro paying for box, and they kind of used Fresh and Fit to kind of just to show that they disagreed with their stance on not paying for it. Um, and then and then Fresh and Fit got triggered for some reason over that. And then it shows why they got triggered because they got exposed for doing exactly that. You know, but I remember at the time somebody like when I remember when that video dropped, it was kind of weird because it was almost like Abba and Preach wanted Fresh and Fit to respond. So it kind of reminded me of when Pusha T was dissing Drake for the first time. Not the first time. This was when Pusha T had dropped like a track in 2018. And then he did an interview with the Breakfast Club literally the next day. And I was like, that's kind of weird. This seems like I'm like maybe it's best for Drake not to respond to this. So I remember when Abba and Preach did it, it was almost like they knew that Myron was going to spur out of control. You know, that was a trap. But to be fair, because this is how I felt at the time, and I still feel this way, Abba and Preach weren't wrong for their stance, right? At the time, it was weird because it's kind of weird how Myron and Fresh are anti paying for box, but they do that. So it's kind of a weird. It's kind of weird. It was kind of a weird beef that I never really got at the beginning. I never really got it because you would actually think they would both be in agreement. It's one of those weird beefs that I was like, okay. It was just weird. But obviously I was more on Abba and Preacher side, first of all, because I believed in them as a duo more than I believed in Fresh and Fit. I've been preach don't come they like, like that's I just saw them as a regular channel. You know what I mean? Fresh and Fit, they kind of were taking things a little bit too extreme, and I was just like, I don't know if I can really rock with what they're doing. So I was surprised that they were kind of anti this because I'm like, don't they say this? But don't they, So it was kind of a weird thing. Thankfully, I didn't even have a take on it. I don't was I think the beef happened in 2021 or 2022. I don't even remember. But that was a weird thing that I didn't really care too much for. Pyro says, I don't get it. The way they can't say the frauds of the RP should not be trusted and say I don't agree with the RP, but I understand them and be done with it. Yeah, they went out their way. They went out their way. They didn't need to do all of that, but they understand that they have a really large normie fan base that they need to cater to. So this is why they do the things that they do. He says, "Yeah, that's true, Chris. I forgot about that part. My bad. Oh yeah, no worries. That's just what I remember. I just remember Abin Priest dropping a video. Just I'm like, why are they doing a video about paying for box or whether what is this? You know? XVY Jay-Z says they had just met with Fresh and Fit and got their flights paid for and food, and then without giving notice, made a video saying that they are cappers. Fresh and Fit felt betrayed and made fun of them afterwards. 2022. Okay. Okay. All right. That was it because I didn't have a take at the time. I didn't, and I was starting to put like videos, male content related videos around that time. I didn't have a take on it because I thought it was weird. I thought the whole thing was weird. Um, Now to be fair, like I said, to be fair, because when it comes to the Abba Preach and Fresh and Fit beef, I'm completely neutral because I'm not because obviously I'm still subscribed to Abba and Preach, and then Fresh and Fit they've kind of come across as all right, they're the cool new people on the block, but they're doing things a little bit off. It's a little bit off, right? Um, how do I say this without sounding mean? How do I? Nah, because I just remember something else happened in 2022 or 2023. I don't know which year it was. Something happened in 2022 or 2023 where I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this Fresh and Fit stuff. I'm like, I try to give y'all a chance, but y'all are looking crazy right now. So I'm not even gonna dive into that. I probably already explained myself on like the moment where I was just like, I'm done with that. But for Abba and Preach, I don't know why they went out their way to do this, but me personally, I think Abba has certain connections in higher places where they have a vested interest in him to use him to they're gonna need him for future things when it comes to politics. I wouldn't be surprised if Abba gets used like similarly, like not necessarily like how Joe Rogan gets used, because I don't think Joe Rogan is getting used per se, but basically where you see how like Republicans were smart by making sure that they were open to going on people's like Joe Rogan's podcast, um, Theo Vaughn's podcast, because they were open to anybody, but the Republicans took advantage and were like, "Oh, since you're open to anybody, why don't we come in?" So I think Abba might get used similarly, where you're gonna have liberal-minded politicians go to his podcast, for collabs or try to get him a show or something, Um, so it's one of those things. But anyways, that's what I think they're going to use Abba for. Preach, not necessarily, but Abba. That's what they're trying to. That's what they're trying to do. By the way, Abba was cutting off Preach a lot in this live stream. I, I'm not lying about this. I watched the whole stream. He cut him off a lot, and Preach is just there, just trying to be, trying to be there for him. And I thought he was rude a couple of times to Preach in the podcast. That's what I saw on the live stream. XVY Jay Z says I unsubscribed to Fresh and Fit too, mainly for the shucking and jiving. I never was subscribed to Abba and Preach. Yeah, Fresh and Fit, they were doing certain. It was a certain thing that they did that they got caught up in, and I was like, I'm out. Oh, another thing. Let me add this. Okay. How about this? How about this here? You know what? Because people be like, man, why are you calling the United States of Israel, over a speeding ticket or automatic speed? Look, I'm that's how my brain works sometimes. There's certain things where I'm like, nah, this is it. So okay, I'll tell you with the Fresh and Fit thing. And XVY Jay Z, you might not remember this. You might not remember this. This happened in 2022, right? Um, Myron was getting some allegations at the time. And of all people, right? Coach Greg Adams was making a live stream. He was actually technically defending Myron. He had the live stream called False Alligators, right? This was in 2022. And or maybe 2023. But anyways, he was saying, "Yo, Myron, you need to get your shit together, bro. You can't be out here with these podcast bitches and then not paying for their Uber home if they're upset." And shit like that because she didn't give you no punani. She wasted your time, so you kicked her out the crib, and then all of a sudden she's calling you a rapist on HE3's platform and all this stuff. And the Fresh and Fit simps were all up in the chat saying that CGA is being a simp for talking about aftercare. And I was like, what? And then it really put things in perspective to me where I really started looking at the platform, and then I looked at the fans that followed Fresh and Fit. I'm like, I'm like, these are kids, bro, or these are people with a very not low IQ, but a very childish mentality, or they're very immature in the mind. Like these are like the things that CJ was talking about that specific day. It was so interesting. They did not want to accept the not necessarily the facts but the teachings. Like these are like when we talk, remember when we talk about with women need to understand prevention, right? So this is here we're talking to the young men. We're talking about prevention tactics, things that Myron did wrong, things that he could fix so he could avoid this situation happening again, right? Because what they don't understand is even though you got proven innocent for these two allegations, if you get a third allegation, what are they going to say? This is his third allegation. They're not going to say the other two were false. They're just going to say this is his third allegation. And that's how these things happen. They're going to say, oh, this is his fourth allegation. So we try to do things to make sure we do prevention methods so we could keep that tally down. You know what I mean? Because the normies, what they're going to see is this is his third allegation. What are the normies going to see with what Abba in this situation? Oh, this is the second woman that came out and said that he forced me to have an abortion, even though that's not true. But if they're going to run with that narrative, and then if a third woman comes out and say Abba did this to me too, the normies are going to be like, wait a minute, there's a pattern here, right? So this is what he was just trying to just put some game out, and the Fresh and Fit people in the chat, they took that as CJ attacking Myron. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, these guys are kids. These guys are children. And if they're not under the age of 18, they need to be ashamed of themselves. with this kind of mentality. Guys, in 2026, you can't be kicking bitches in the booty and kicking them out the door and not giving them a Uber ride home. And you guys, this is not what did Lawrence Taylor said? This is not the 1980s anymore. You can't just do what you want to do. Oh man, it's just not that time anymore. And if that's what you really want to do, I also question your judgment as a man. If that's what you look forward to, kicking bitches in the booty and kicking them out your crib just to prove a point. I left her out there with nothing, and she had to walk home on her without her shoes and socks off. And I'm like, that's what you're looking forward to, man. Just pay the bitch her Uber ride home, offer her some food, treat the bitch like a kid. That's all you gotta do. Treat the bitch like a kid. When you got the bitch at your crib, it's basically like you're a babysitter. I know it's fucked up, but this is just what it is in 2026. You got the bitch at your crib. You're outside of you, outside of sex, outside of the obvious part. You're basically babysitting the bitch, right? So understand. Then, like you treat. Then once the sex is over, treat it like you're a babysitter, right? Once you gotta take take the bitch home, hey, make sure she's nice and comfortable. Make sure she's safe. Make sure her seatbelt is on. In America, I'm just saying, in America, make sure her seatbelt is on. Ask her she want anything. She wants some food. You want to stop at McDonald's? You want to stop at Wendy's? They're not gonna turn it down. You want a biggie back deal from Wendy's for $6 to $8? Okay, right? You want some chicken? You know, if you're dealing with a black woman, you want to stop by. You want to stop by Popeyes. You want to stop by a K. Okay, you good? Okay. Now, if she wants to go by herself, oh, you want me to pay for your Uber? These little small gestures. You want to give her a gift basket. I know basketball players. They be giving these hoes gift baskets. Be giving these hoes gift baskets, right? And then sending them on their merry way. You had like, remember there was like bitches on TikTok talking about, oh my God, this athlete, he just gave me a gift basket when I was done. And he's so I'm like, she doesn't know that's her parting gift. There was like this fat Mexican bitch last year. She's like, get you an NBA player. He treated me so good. He gave me this gift basket. And then the next day she was like, I can't believe this dude doesn't want to see me anymore. I was like, bruh. Because now that grape card is off the table. She made a whole video singing the nigga's praises just because he gave her a gift basket. Hey, they work. Whatever works. Whatever works. The aftercare gift baskets, exactly. Whatever works. They're not gonna turn it down. I'm they hungry out here, man. They come on, they not gonna turn down no food. And especially they gonna be bragging about it to their homegirls. Look what I got off this ninja. You're not being finesse. You just giving them a little something, give him some gas money. Give him some give him some food money. They ain't gonna complain. But this is what like the like little tactics. Make sure you send them a message. Hey, did you enjoy last night? Get you that confirmation message. That's what he was just talking about. People were in CJ's chat saying that CJ's a simp. I was like, oh, I was sitting there just like and then CJ was like, bruh, dot all your T's. Wait, no, he said cross all your T's, dot all your I's when dealing with women, right? And the speech that he was giving those young dudes in the chat, This is a speech that usually this is what black parents when they have black kids. This is kind of like the speech that they give to their like when you're dealing. I'm talking about you when you're dealing with like black parents that like that are like they got black kids, and then especially if they move to the suburbs and then they put in their black kid into a white school. This is the speech that those black kids began from their black parents. So we I already knew where he was coming from. Every ninja done got with parents. Every ninja with two black parents that got that speech. Cross all your T's, dot all your I's. But a lot of the people in the Fresh and Fit fan base, they didn't want to hear that shit. They not trying to hear that, right? They're like, what is this? Ellis is here, said false allegations or false allegations. Tiffany Henyard. So that's a Tiffany Henyard quote. I don't know who Tiffany Henyard is. I hope she's a comedian. Allegations. That's funny. Tiffany Henyard. Who's Tiffany Henyard? Oh Lord. I know who that is. Never mind. I know exactly who that is. Anyways. Oh man, let me go back. Let me go back. He says normies take allegations as facts, which is stupid, but normies are not known for their smart. Exactly. This is why we make sure we try. You better keep that tally down. And then we already know what happens when one bitch come forward, then another bitch come forward, then another bitch come forward, then another bitch come forward. Next thing you know, you got 76 bitches. Deshaun Watson style, 76 bitches coming forward because he was being reckless with these Facebook massage therapists, right? Ellis is wild. Ellis is here said LT is wild. I remember when he was on trial and the judge refused to let him testify. LT got no filter, by the way. And we talking about Lawrence Taylor, by the way. We talking about Lawrence Taylor, probably the greatest football player of all time, right? I can accept that. When somebody says LT is the GOAT, I can accept that. Imagine being so dominant at your position. They had to implement laws and they had to implement a new position to stop people like you from being dominant. That's GOAT status to me. To me, that's GOAT status. Right? Henoch said the post zinc basket is a good way to keep them zinc demons dependent on you. You could say that. You could say that, but the gift here's the thing: when you get that gift basket, they're gonna post it on TikTok. They're gonna post it on TikTok. They're gonna brag about it with their friends, and their friends are gonna know what happened. Everything was consensual. They're gonna know what happens when they see that you with that gift with the gift basket, that's a parting gift. Now, most of the women will accept that because it is a parting gift. They got something out of it, in their minds, right? But even the ones that want to make themselves the victims afterwards, they want to make themselves the victims afterwards. They already got the parting gift, and you already know they showed it to somebody. They showed it to their friends. They showed it to TikTok, right? Tiki Talk. They showed it to whatever. They can't pull that card. All they can do is cry and say they got played. That's all. That's all. All they could do is cry that they got dumped. They can't pull that grape card. Now, if you want to pull, oh, he just dumped me card, fine by me. Fine by me. But you don't want them pulling that card. What's it? Yeah, that trap card. Because it works. Even if it's not true, even if you're found innocent, even if everybody knows that you're innocent, nothing happened. Or a fake assault. You know what I mean? but specifically that grape card, you can't. When you do little things like that, and you could say it does keep them dependent to you, but I mean, if $6 to $8 at a Wendy's, people are gonna be like, Chris, this is so specific. Look, if $6 to $8 is considered tricking, or if $6 to $8 at a Wendy's is saving me from a bitch saying I did this or I did that, I'm willing to spend that $6 to $8. you know, or just 5 minutes of making sure she's okay. That's not simping. That's just me. That's not simping. Just 5 minutes. I don't know if that stream from CGA is still there. He was like, bro, he said 5 minutes of aftercare. 5 minutes. He said, y'all bad. 5 minutes of aftercare. He said, y'all are lazy as hell. He turned into CGA turned into a black counselor real quick. You know them black counselors at the schools. He said, y'all are lazy as hell. I remember that episode like really distinctly. And that's when I really kind of lost faith in the whole fresh and fit, whatever they're doing. Now they're obviously going to always be popular because for some reason, fresh and fit, Andrew Tate, these people live rent free in women's heads. I don't know, like they can't go a day. You got these female TikTokers. They can't go a day without mentioning them. It's just insane to me. So they're always going to be popular in that way, but I can't really get behind them as a movement or a group. You know, it is what it is. Let's see this. XVY Jay-Z says, do you think you can get away with being a pookie overseas? Yes and no. So, like, say if you're a white dude in a specific country, you may be able to get away with certain things, but unfortunately, other white dudes have come in, and now they're saying that they got these white dudes coming in, and they're saying, "Yo, we're gonna do DNA tests," and we're because there's a lot of Filipino kids that are like they had they got they're the product of Americans coming over, dirty dick in the Filipino bitches, and then them just leaving without a trace. Now they got DNA tracers and all that, so that they can track. Now they can actually track down their actual biological fathers that quote unquote abandoned them. And they found out that it was a lot of Caucasian men that were doing that. So at first they were getting away with it, but unfortunately, because ninjas run their mouth too much about this stuff, now there's a spotlight on these countries like the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, Colombia. But specifically when it comes to the Thailand and the Philippines, dirty macking white dudes have ruined the fun by trying to talk about, oh, we're going to do some DNA tracers and track down who the actual, like, what are y'all doing? Like, I'm talking about there is it's dirty macking white dudes trying to take down other white dudes. I'm like, why are they doing this? But it's just other peak weirdo behavior. But anyways, so technically the people that could get away with being pookies per se are the white dudes that go overseas. Ninjas, not really so much, because even if they get away with it, there's going to be a Twitter account somewhere that they're going to highlight the ninja acting up, and then putting it on all ninjas. Like if you're a ninja, you acting crazy, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble in these countries. Let me see. Ellis is here. Says zero filter. Judge was scared of. Oh yeah, what he was gonna say. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor has no filter, man. And we got, and like I said, we have respect for Lawrence Taylor. Like, just most people in general have respect for what he was as a football player. So most people in that, like we like when you'll see Lawrence Taylor have an interview, he'll say things that we'll be like, okay, let's switch the subject. we be trying to save him from his own self, because that boy here, man, like Lawrence Taylor, that guy's, man, he's insane. He's insane. Hell of a football player, man. Hell of a football player. An American football player. He said, fair point. I didn't think that far. No, it's just that aftercare. You gotta, just the concept of aftercare. This is something that came from women, not necessarily men, but this concept came from women saying, oh yeah, you need to, certain women that you're with, you gotta do aftercare. I remember hearing this in high school, and I actually agreed with it. I agreed with that then, just in general. And then now, the older I get, I'm like, oh, this is life-saving stuff. Like, this is like, for real. Okay. But anyways, I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of these things that I'm gonna show you in this live stream. Most of it is just him proving that Libby's a liar and she's over exaggerating about how things went down, how she's over exaggerating how she got kicked out. And I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. This is what we talk about in this space. A woman will talk about how she was getting abused and she got kicked out, or she'll say, you'll have, the Rachel Wilsons of the world, right? They say they got abandoned, but they don't tell you why they got abandoned, right? So we talk about these things all the time, but it's always been dismissed. It's always, we're doing something wrong, or no, that red pill guy did something wrong, or no. If you break up with a bitch and it didn't go her way, if she doesn't leave, like, if she doesn't feel like she won, she's gonna go crazy on you. And you're gonna see it at the end of the live stream. I'm gonna show you the part where Abba kind of crashes out. He made a massive mistake at the end. But I'm gonna fast forward to see if I can find some important points that he was making, because most of it was a snooze fest. But you can watch it if you want. You can watch the whole thing if you want. Let me see.
Hey, listen, you know what? That's one of them stereotypes I didn't really buy into too hard.
Oh, you was ready to believe the military stereotype, not the nurse stereotype.
Oh yeah. I remember in the beginning. Let me play the beginning. Let me play some of the beginning. There was some interesting things that happened in the beginning. Let me play that.
That I was like a deadbeat, or I didn't want to be part of, some kid, and I forced her to have an abortion, and it turned out that none of that was true. That I tried my best, and I was the only one out of the two of us who wanted to keep the child while we were in a relationship.
Let me see. I think it's somewhere in the beginning where he mentions who Libby is and where she is from. This is some interesting stuff.
It feels like you just woke up. I've been working on stuff.
I haven't just woke up. I've been working.
All right, let's get to it. So, folks have been asking a million questions. And to be honest with you, for such a short relationship, the fact that this is dragged on for so long is just like. But there's some things that are being alleged, things such as emotional abuse, Abba's infidelity, and so much more. And I just want to kind of go through a couple things, bullet points, and just I don't want to spend too much time because, again, I do feel like this is pretty juvenile, but I know she wants to drag it there, so we got to go.
Ooh, take me through there.
For those of you who didn't catch the first one or the first live we did, essentially there's some allegations that I was like a dead.
See here. Maybe the minute mark.
Who wanted to keep the child while we were in a relationship. And that dragged on. She kept changing her mind dozens of times, scheduled multiple abortion appointments that I was against, but still supported her through. And she would renege every time. And then come to the end of the relationship, she decided that she was not only going to end the relationship, but she wanted to keep the child. All of a sudden, she wanted to start co-parenting and doing stuff like that. From my perspective, I got my own thoughts on all that. But yeah, we covered a lot of that in the first one. We covered quite a lot of the other stuff, but since then, it's quite a bit of stuff that she's put out, including her blackmail material, the stuff that she's recorded me on. So I figured it'd be a good time to start to go through some of the things that she's been alleging. All right.
Okay. From here on out, he's going to expose where she's from. And it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. All the red flags that he just basically, he didn't just look over these red flags that he's about to list out. He hurdled these red flags. Like, you're gonna hear these things and you're gonna be like, dude, you brought this upon yourself. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, hey, man. I don't. All the ABBA defenders, there's no defending this. What you're about to hear.
But yes, her name is Libertine Kalina. She's a.
Let me slow it down. Just so you don't miss certain things here.
Libertine Kalina. She's a nurse out of California. I think she's from Orange County, but she's been working out of San Jose. She worked at the Kaiser Permanente.
Bruh, you have a woman who is I think she's Filipino. A nurse from California. Not only is it the woman from California, he's saying allegedly from Orange County. An Orange County Filipino nurse. Bruh. Are you kidding me? Yo, hold on for a second. Let me put this back. Something just fell. I'm gonna rewind this for you, because I thought it was hilarious when he said that part. And you think, if people still think his situation is worse than, like, this and Fresh's situation is not the same. Are you kidding me? Really? Let's listen to this real quick. Let's listen to this. This is what happens when you think you're better than somebody. Hold on.
She's been alleging. All right. But yes, her name is Libertine Kalina. She's a nurse out of California. I think she's from Orange County, but she's been working out of San Jose. She worked at the Kaiser Permanente as a full-time nurse. And a lot of people hit me up since, and they're like, don't date nurses. Hey, listen, you know what? That's one of them stereotypes I didn't really buy into too hard.
Oh, you was ready to believe the military.
Nah, take that L, big dog. Because remember, he said that when he found out that she got knocked up, he was willing to literally start a family with this bitch. You was about to start a family with a nurse from California. Allegedly Orange County. Are you kidding me? Yo. You knowingly picked like, that's, bruh. There's no green flag in that at all. In a long distance relationship with a Filipino nurse from Orange County, California. And you really thought, like, say if she was really knocked up, but knowing the type of women that be in California, but especially you talking about Orange County, it's a good chance if she was knocked up, it was not your baby. You know, but it's like, he out here raw dogging nurses from California. How is that different than what Fresh is doing? You raw dogging nurses from California, some wannabe IG baddies, some wannabe IG model nurse from Cali. You raw dog. So you doing the same thing. You doing the same thing as everybody else. doing the same things as the Pookies are doing. Hell, doing the same shit that I be doing. Especially when you're talking about when I was like 21, 22, 23. Are you kidding me? But Alba at his age at what 30 something, at 36, you should know better. But that really stuck out to me. Just those characteristics off rip.
Stereotype, not the nurse stereotype.
I know because I live the military stuff. I think that's pretty fair.
Sure.
Just saying. Someone actually hit me up. They're like, Abba, now that you've gone through this, are you jaded when it comes to relationships and dating? Are you just like unable to trust people? I'm like, no. Mostly because most of my relationships before this, which were longer, didn't involve any of this drama with good people who I'm on good terms with. And so having one bad experience like this, it definitely does make you feel some type of way, I guess, but it doesn't make me think like, fuck them bitches and all that stuff. So that's just another thought that crossed my mind. You gonna say something?
No.
Okay. I thought
I'm gonna let you get your shit off your chest.
But if you watch the live stream, it was very interesting. He showed the interview between her and Stevie Knight. Stevie Knight has been going in on this because I don't know what beef Stevie Knight has with Abba. They went back and forth, so he's grabbing onto this. And I even said in Stevie Knight's comment section, I'm like, hey, I'm 100% here for it. Don't let those Abba defenders. Nah. We ain't trying to hear from the Abba defenders. He said, that's so corny. He said, the ladies can say no to wearing protection. He said he was asking for it at this point. How bad are these women? Henoch said Walter should pay to get Apu's child to be named Apu Jr. But at the same time, she ended up going through with the abortion. The reason why, in my opinion, I think she went through, like, say if she was knocked up, the reason why she went through with the abortion is she was not sure whose kid that was. That's just my opinion. If we're taking her at face value and she was pregnant and she went through with the abortion, she went through with the abortion because she did not know whose kid that was. I mean, you talking about, first of all, any bitch from California, you cannot trust her. What woman from California can you trust? Just in general, from California, then especially from Orange County. Like, I'm not saying it's like, because we like I let me not speak too much on me, but there's certain counties in America where they're used to seeing people with money. So they already have an expectation. They know where to search for the money. They know how to pick out their targets, right? That's why I don't want to dive into what I'm doing, or sorry, not what I'm doing, but where I've been, where I live in it, because there's certain counties in America where it's just like they got where people got money. It's obvious who the people that who has the money. So the women are brought up literally to target the people with money. They know where the money is. Orange County is one of those counties, right? So the woman that's brought up over there, they be getting Botox done, they be getting filler. Those are women who know how to target certain men purely for financial reasons. It's one of those spots. So a nurse, a working young nurse from Cali in general, let alone Orange County, bro, like, yikes. But I'm gonna leave that alone. That's no different than that's no different than the people that he's made fun of, but it is what it is. He says Knight hates Apu due to Apu attacking him, his family, and his business. I need to look more into that, because no wonder why Stevie Knight's been on his ass. But if Apu was being reckless, because you're saying that he attacked him and then indirectly attacked his family and his business. If that is true, that means Abba was lying on here, because Abba was saying that I never attacked anybody's families. I've never brought anybody's families into this. I never brought people's other people into this. I kept it at just their them the person or them the character on YouTube. So if you are correct, which I assume you are correct with the Stevie Knight information, that means Abu's is a massive capper. He says, give me mod privileges for a few minutes so that I can send you the link. You mean the Stevie Knight? You mean the Stevie Knight beef with Abba? If so, then I'm pretty sure I could just look it up. Now the mod thing, here's the thing about the mod stuff. Even like I said, even Pyro and Lord Hamilton, they're not mods, right? This is a personal in the future I might have to get mods, but this was a personal decision of mine as of recently, only because I don't want people getting kicked out of the chat prematurely. I know you're saying just like for a few minutes, but even for a few minutes, it's gonna make I don't like how that would look to Pyro or Lorette, because even them, I was like, God, I love y'all. I was literally like Lorette, Pyro, and Lorette's. First of all, Lorette's never asked for any mod privileges, but I'll say for Pyro, like that would look wrong, because Pyro's been here for a minute. So, and even other people, you have South Holland, who's been here for a minute. What's his name? I'm blanking on another there's a guy from Denmark. He called me personally. I would have made him, like, they've been here for a minute. And even I was like, because I don't want people getting kicked out the chat. I've had people, believe it or not, they will come. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you can post the link in the text, and I'm pretty sure I can pick it up on YouTube. I'm gonna go on my personal YouTube thing and then put the thing on there. But I've had people in this chat get mad at each other and then block each other just like that. And I'm like, whoa, what just happened? You guys, the fuck was y'all arguing about? And I missed the whole thing because they were arguing over nothing. And emotions went wild for like 5 seconds. So I'm like, bro, no, I don't want people getting kicked out of the chat. If somebody comes in with a dissenting opinion, I don't want them getting kicked out of the chat. And you never know. Sometimes, the mods, they are looking out for your best interests. You know what I mean? And I feel that, but I don't want people getting kicked out the chat. No, it's not boundaries. It's just, because if I were to make you the mod, even like just like temporarily, it'll be like, damn. You know what I mean? I will say this though. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. If there is one person that I could trust for the moderator position, it would be Ainsley. The reason why is I know Ainsley personally, and then on top of that, I would tell Ainsley, look, the only things I want you to kick out of the chat is if people start spamming porn links in my chat. That is the only time I want you to kick off that. And he would not, and knowing him, because I know him personally, and I've seen him. I've seen how he does things. He would be like, okay, I'm gonna just do that. And then on top of that, Ainsley, he's not always in the chat. he's got a, you know what I mean? So he would be the one person I know he wouldn't, because you never know. Emotions be running wild. Emotions run wild, and I'm like, oh shit. It was too. I remember specifically a couple of times, but I remember one time it was somebody from the war band and somebody from my chat. They went at it for 5 seconds, and I missed. I was like scrolling down the chat. I was like, yo, what the fuck happened? and they blocked each other. Now I'm like, what happened? So now imagine if one of those guys were my mods. One of those guys. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Nah. And then obviously I saw with Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb said the same thing. He had mods. No. At first he said no, and then he said yes. I'm gonna put a couple of people as mods, and then he had to say, okay, I'm taking the mod. He said I'm taking away the mod privileges. Oh man, and it's not because people are evil. It's because things happen. Things happen. You know what I mean? Life happens. Let me see if I can post the link. He said I posted the link to the show. He said, is the link visible? Nah, the link isn't visible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you the StreamYard link, and then you can put it in the private chat. Oh yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll send you the StreamYard link. I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in the comment section. In the chat. And then you can click that and then post it in the private link, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure you can do that. But let me all right, copy, paste. Okay, so if you hit the StreamYard link and then post the thing in the private chat, and then I'll have you on mute. You'll be on for a little bit, but it'll be on mute, and then you can log off after that. But you can put that in the private chat on the StreamYard link. But we can definitely analyze that Stevie Knight and the Abba beef a little bit, because that's a very interesting part of the game. I wasn't too familiar with, but I just know that Stevie Knight's been on his ass. Like, he's like, nah, fuck that. Yeah, like, like I've seen Stevie Knight like on some casual stuff. I see him on my algorithm, but I've never seen him like this. He's like, nah, fuck that nigga at all costs. Fuck that dude. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see it. I see the link. So let me click copy link, and we'll share it. Here we go.
Plain simple, bro. He's a bitch.
We gotta see what this beef is about. I don't, you know.
Abba has dropped another video on your boy titled Stevie Knight Called Us Out, Got Exposed Instead, bro. Let me preface this by saying that I already know Peeps' minds is made up about me, especially Abba and them in this echo chamber of his minions or whatnot, bro. It don't matter what I say or what I can show y'all, whatever y'all minds is made up. Cool.
Well, unfortunately, now I don't know what this is about off rip, but unfortunately, YouTube and the fans is all about the numbers. So they're just gonna, at first, they're gonna automatically side with the person with the most subscribers. So you have to know that off rip.
Before I even tap in to see what Abba has concocted here this time, man, let y'all know, bro. Like, you know, I fucked with Abba before. I mean, not personally. Not personally. I ain't know him like that. You know, we chopped it up a few times directly on Instagram or whatnot, man, but nothing like, you know, worth note. You know what I'm saying? But I had enough rapport with him to reach out to him, see if he wanted to discuss the whole Kirk situation, man. You know what I mean? I knew his perspective was opposite mine. You know what I mean?
What are they talking about? Charlie Kirk? Oh, Lord. Don't tell me they fell out over Charlie Kirk. Okay, let's look at this summary right here. They said Stevie Knight addresses a response video from Abba regarding their previous debate about the Kirk situation. Despite attempting to reach out privately, the creator breaks down their conversation and disputes accusations of manufacturing narratives and engaging in a grift. Okay.
Man, and I figured we was too commonsensical reasonable individual that would be able to participate in the debate and make it productive and, you know, thought-provoking for those watching it, man. And I thought the interview or conversation, debate went smoothly, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't have no qualms or quarrels with it at all, bro. So I was definitely surprised seeing that he dropped a video in response to the debate, you know, which highlighted me in a certain way. After watching that video, I reached out to Abba directly because I'm not with this messy shit, dog. I swear I'm not. You know what I mean? And this is good for business regardless, dog. Regardless of how I'm perceived or how I'm looking, bro, it is good for business. He give me views or whatnot. Despite where his views coming from, it's still views. And people that know me enough, rock with me, they know what type of time I'm on, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about any narratives and manufactured narratives from Abba, dog.
We might need a summary of this because this is about 35, 37 minutes long. I'll have to watch this on my off time. Let me see.
Do you feel like you manufactured a narrative on Kirk by showing those snips of him in your video?
Yeah, okay, we can address that because I did have that in my notes as well. I think around like the 20-minute mark, you said I took him out of context, right?
Not even take him out of context. You put your context on it because we let it play. I put the additional clips on it to give it more.
Okay,
context.
so just for the viewer, there's a clip that we played, maybe 15 seconds of Kirk on a Jubilee panel. He's talking to somebody. This is a panel about Christians versus or is it right wingers versus lefties? I don't remember.
I don't know, but it was about abortion.
Okay, it was about abortion.
Well,
right?
that one, you put 3 videos.
And Kirk is a very Christian, self-proclaimed Christian. You know, everyone knows this about him. So in that clip, the woman is asking him a hypothetical where he says, if your 10-year-old daughter was raped, okay, would you force her to keep the child?
Man, I hate these hypothetical ass questions. Like these are these the stuff that these lefties be coming up with in terms of hypothetical questions. It's like a demon came up with that hypothetical question. What would you do if your 10-year-old daughter was raped and she got what kind of hypothetical is that? What is that? You're 10? First of all, 10. That's what we're using 10 years. 10. What kind of hypothetical man? Liberals be killing me with this shit, with them hypothetical ass questions that make no goddamn sense.
Force her to keep the child. Her was raped. Okay, would you force her to keep the child? Is that a fair assessment of the clip?
Yeah.
And then Kirk says yes.
The baby or my girl will have the child.
Okay, and then you said that we were kind of dishonest with how we did that we clipped him out of context, and then we put our own context, right?
And it wasn't just them that did it. It was a lot. Now I remember. I know what they're talking about. I remember it was a lot of people that just clipped that specific clip, and they took that and ran with it. Like me specifically, I remember when I was on a panel with these feminists, and they were trying to get me to say something like that, and I said, I'm not answering that shit. Like this is crazy. Like what kind of sick demented person comes up with a hypothetical, a very unrealistic hypothetical like that, where they're telling you, what about if you got caught up in a situation where a woman was chained up and you was already like, whoa, what? What in the 50 Shades of Gray are you talking about? You know, it's just like, nah. That's one thing that a lot of conservatives, they fall for the trap, where these liberal, particularly left-leaning individuals like Abba, he likes to say he's neutral, but he's left-leaning. When left-leaning individuals try to put out certain just weirdo hypotheticals that make no type of sense, that's just weird and demonic and demented, you're really not supposed to answer. I'm not answering that shit. Next question. Just take the L. Just be like, next question. I don't answer shit like that. That shit make no damn sense. Only a demon would come up with something that a hypothetical question like that. Did God really say? Nah, hell nah.
No, I'm not saying you put your own context. You didn't put the entire context. Like you said, okay. you laid into it by saying, you said, I think I'm not going to speak. I'm going to recite you verbatim, but it was essentially, I think that Kirk has said some disgusting things as well. And then you play these 3 videos.
I played that clip. Yeah. So let's just talk about the first clip, because I remember you taking that first clip and being really shocked. I think, let me just see here. So I did have that in my notes here. Oh yeah. You said that, that was really surprising that you were shocked coming from me. You called me a king of receipts.
Yeah.
But yes,
that's real shit. I rely, but I know when you giving somebody shit, you're gonna have.
Okay. So how do you feel I took that clip out of context?
Because when I see that it's trying to paint Kirk as a monster because he's going to force his 10-year-old daughter to have a child.
Right, but
that's the man. That's what the conservatives got to understand. Like when you're not supposed to answer that question. Only a demon could come up with a hypothetical like that. I'm sorry. That literally happened to me when I was on that Twitter panel with the feminists. I was like, no, I'm not answering that. This is no. Mm-mm. We're not doing this, because now whatever answer you give him, whatever answer you give him, you lose. That's not even a hypothetical. That's a trap.
But as somebody who's anti-abortion, that's his stance. He will force his daughter to have the child because he feels as though life is precious or whatever it is, and he sees a fetus as a life. So he's like,
because now if he says yes, because he's just supposed to be pro, pro-choice, pro-life, no matter what. Now you're going to use that against him and now say that he's a predator defender or whatever, a rapist apologist. And look what he would have forced his 10-year-old daughter to do. It's just like there's no winning with that. And a lot of left-leaning people took that clip, they took that out of context, because we all know he's never even going to be in a situation like that. Most 90%, 90 plus, first, I would say 97% of people in America, they're never going to be put in a position where their 10-year-old daughter, like, come on, gets raped, and then the 10-year-old daughter gets pregnant. Like, that's a sick hypothetical. Like, that's never going to happen. That probably happened one or twice, and that happened in like South America. They're just, because they're going off of that South American story where it was like an 11-year-old girl, or it was a 10 or 11-year-old girl. She got raped by her uncle or something, and she got pregnant, and they forced her to have the kid. So they've been like, liberals have been using that story and holding that up in the air, but that's not a normal situation. That's like not like most people, even the most pro-life of people, if something like that happened, even if it's like an adult, everybody knows if rape is involved, they're not going to, even if they disagree with the baby deletion, they're not going to kill her for the baby deletion if rape is involved when it comes to any woman of any age, right? But they just want to take that clip because they know that the current conservatives, they're just going to fall on the sword and just stick with the point, no matter how crazy the scenario that the liberals come up with.
Like, my daughter will have that baby. That's his take.
Yeah, but if you let the rest of the video play, I mean, it's subjective. Everybody's going to feel differently watching that. But if you just have that short video, it makes it seem like he's a monster. I don't care. Anti-abortion. She having a baby. It could be for anything, because my way or the highway or whatever the case may be, bro. Everybody's not informed on Kirk and his reasonings why. And if I think that you let the video play and he gives you his reasonings why, people would understand it. They may not agree with it, but they'll understand it, and they'll take a blow away from how they're initially feeling about him being a monster.
Well, they'll see him still as a monster, because no matter how much you explain it from a religious standpoint,
that's your opinion, though, because I don't think he's a monster.
But that was my whole point. But do you remember what the great point of that whole section was? Mike said that section was about the fact that some people view him as a monster, including me. I don't like the guy. I didn't think his politics were good. That's my personal opinion. I think I'm free to say that. And I played clips that, to me, showcase his stances on things that I just don't agree with and I think are disgusting. Forcing your 10-year-old daughter to have a baby, okay, that after she was raped, okay? You could.
This is crazy liberal thinking, right? This is not a neutral person. This is a liberal. Like, to even come up with a scenario, that's just sick to me.
Say it's great for religious reasons. You can give whatever justification you want. There's nothing in there that took him out of context.
It is, because if you having that short snippet, people are not going to know why he's doing it. They're just going to know he's doing it. Right, but it was professional. It wasn't disrespectful. This is what I...
Mind you, I'm not a Charlie Kirk fan at all, and I already know what happened there. But most people are not. They're not, particularly the liberals. They're not that forward thinking as they think they are. They're not that forward thinking to see why somebody would fall on their sword for that stance. If they have a narrative made up about you, they're just going to keep going with that narrative.
think it is, and I still think it is, bro. But it wasn't no negative energy there. He didn't show me that he was pressed about it, and he definitely didn't tell me he's gonna make a video essentially calling me out. I thought the conversation was cool, and then to watch a video of him talking crazy was unexpected. None of that energy was in our conversation. But anyway, enjoy these easy short-term bucks selling out your own people. My response: I hit you up before I dropped the vid, but got no response from you. If you up to it,
So I'm gonna assume, and I could be wrong. But I'm going to assume when the debate was dropped between Stevie Knight and Abba, he probably ran on that clip that we just saw. That, oh, you're defending Charlie Kirk, a person that defended if his 10-year-old got graped. He would force the kid to have the child. So he probably ran on that and try to paint Stevie as a child predator defender or a predator defender of some sort, or you're defending somebody that's a predator defender. Either way, I'm pretty sure that's what Abba did. And Abba knows when you do something like that, he's really doing that for clicks, but at the same time, you're really disparaging a guy's image if you do something like this.
we can get back on camera or have a chat offline, because this ain't it. I'm not going to be doing the back and forth.
Know why you don't want an abortion?
In that clip you put, he didn't say he was Christian though. He just said, she just gave an example and he said no, she can have a baby. He didn't say he was Christian.
This guy was all over the world, all over the news.
But you're making an assumption though, bro. You're making an assumption.
I'm not making an
Everybody doesn't know Kirk, bro.
No, everybody who saw that clip of him getting murdered knew he was a political speaker who's Christian. There's not a person who didn't see that clip, who didn't see the news reports, who didn't know what he was.
That's absolutely cap, bro. That's cap. That's not true. That's not true. You can't speak for everybody in the world, dog. And I know personally, because I talk to people now that had no idea who the fuck Kirk was. Now they see him on the timeline going, and they don't know who the fuck he is. That's false, bro.
He has a very standard cookie cutter Christian view on it.
Regardless, you're making the assumption that people know, dog, and that's a dangerous game. You got to give them more.
That's not an assumption, boss. I'm sorry. Anybody who's following.
Yeah, he is a liberal. This is a liberal. Right? This is a liberal. Yeah, there's no doubt about it in my mind. Let me look at this real quick. Let me speed this up.
To show that I didn't think anything wrong with my video. Everything was cool. Went on animosity. He didn't have any energy. In addition to painting me in a certain way, cherry picking videos to make your point and taking me out of the emotion tied to it, bro. I'm a human being. Some children are born in
is starvation, food insecurity.
This was his MO, bro. This is his MO, dog. You know what I mean? Every motherfucker engaged in evil, burn.
During our debate, there was a discussion about school, food lunches, starvation, food insecurity.
This was his MO, bro. This is his MO, dog. You know what I mean? Bro, gonna put them edits together, put them compilations together to paint a narrative, to manufacture a narrative, bro. But those that watch the damn debate in its entirety, man, to summarize the debate in that manner with the I feel, bro, it's disingenuous, dog. It was a productive conversation. He's just in his feelings, bro. The irony, he's trying to make me seem like I feel. But Abba is in his feels.
Kirk were constantly making this point that like kids are not starving, so we don't need these free lunches in school. There's other ways for the kids to get food. Okay, it's pretty much a general gist of it. I try to explain that like not everyone has good parents. Food stamps are not always accessible. 7-year-old can't apply for food stamps. Steve's like, listen, it's not a real problem. Kids are not emaciated, dying on the side of the street. And he harps on the fact that during the debate,
that was the miscommunication. We're talking past each other. So I saw the debate again, and because this whole conversation came from a snippet of Kirk that he provided to demonize Kirk when a kid in the audience asked him, "Are you against children getting free lunches?" Right, and then Kirk said, "Yes, because there's no children starving in America. There hasn't been a child dying of starvation in the past 10 years, and that's a spade." Right, children are not dying from starvation. So that was my point of view, and he was defending the point of, bad parenting. And I mean, you saw the interview. And like I said, it don't matter what I say at this point, bro. Like, people gonna feel how they feel, man. But I do know we were talking past each other. He was talking about food instability. I was talking about literal starvation, because he went to the extent of trying to compare the starving.
It's talking about starvation, like third world starvation, like kids, skinny bones, big belly, dying.
Dog, this isn't fucking people. It's not a famine going on. People are not dying because
no, they're not dying. But
famish.
I was talking about that. You were talking about a different problem that's less serious.
Children being hungry to abortions. These children better be starving to death.
When him and Kirk argue against school lunches, then talking about starvation, these programs were never implemented to we have access to food. Is it any wonder why people think you guys are monsters?
Bro, here we go, bro. He taking me out of context again. See, I ain't shit. He ain't shit.
Every time someone's too stupid to enunciate their own
my mouth.
If Kirk's not killed on camera, is this situation?
Yeah, bro. This is such a This video has gotten long enough.
Okay, I understand. I understand. I understand. But at least this video did help me. Now I understand why Stevie's at his neck. It makes sense. Abba tried to paint him in a certain light. Just because, you know, they disagreed on certain things politically. You know, that's very interesting to me. You know.
That is thinking fucked up.
But I can't say shit because my internet was bad too on my channel. So my bad.
Fair.
So you know what? It is what it is.
So he's asking her, what was the catalyst? Like, when did this all start, this investigation, this kind of like expose thing, right? Listen to what she says.
Here we go. He said Apu was trying too hard to be in character. I know exactly who he is now. Now, like, especially, I don't know, maybe I still wasn't, I gave Abba a little bit the benefit of the doubt, but watching him, and then on top of that, he is Canadian. So you got to give he is he is Canadian. So of course he's gonna be left like I remember I went on tour with a was a Canadian jazz band. Great guys, but yeah, they're it's just natural. They're like the average Canadian. They're gonna be left leaning. Oh man, somebody's calling me for no reason. Well, it's not for no reason, but it's probably gonna be an offer that I'm gonna turn down. But anyways,
April.
Okay, so you heard what she said? She said April.
I wasn't planning this for a long time. The catalyst to me wanting to come out was April.
Now, we ended our relationship in January, the night she broke up. After that point, I haven't seen her since January 2nd. She wanted to, but I haven't seen her since then. I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm about to put on screen. She says April is when she started this whole thing. Come to find out. All right, let's take a look at this right here.
man,
It says, hi, I'm contacting you on behalf of my friend who's dating Abba. She wanted to know, she, meaning my girl Libertine over here, if she can get your advice and understand why Abba forced her to get an abortion. Is it okay?
so it was interesting. He was posting evidence throughout the video, throughout the live stream, showing Libby going, you know, around asking YouTubers, you know, to basically, you know, collaborate, see if they can get their perspective on Abba and how things went wrong, blah, blah, blah. Going around trying to contact his family, blah, blah, blah. To me, that was a snooze fest. Those parts to me were snooze fests because we've already said this is what women do when they feel like they've been wronged or they feel like they didn't get the better end of the deal. Or in this case, she said she was pregnant at the time. So she can kind of use that and in her back pocket. To garner sympathy. These are the things that we warn dudes about. When you get your broad pregnant, it's going to be a different type of broad. Or if things didn't work out, whether she got the abortion or not, if she felt like she lost, if she felt like she messed up an opportunity for herself, and in her case, she was the one that broke up with him, yet she's still stalking him via social media, still, you know, going to his ops, you know, giving, you know, these people a different type of information, trying to paint a different type of narrative. This is what happens. No man is exempt from this game, especially if you out here fucking bitches. If you're out here sleeping with women, especially if you're on, like, you know, especially you talking about numerous women in today's day and age. Women are tired of being jump offs. So especially when you're talking about a woman in the latter stages, because I think Libby's up there in age. I think she's in her 30s. At that point, they're not trying to leave without something. You know, she's not, from last I checked, Libby is not in her early 20s, right? She's in her early 30s. maybe late 20s, but it looks like early 30s. She's trying to leave there with something. She's not trying to leave empty-handed. So it's going to look crazy from everybody else, where they're going to look at her like, wait, so you and Abba were like girlfriend and boyfriend, and you broke up with him and you left with nothing? What's going on? What happened? Or he broke up with you and you left with nothing? So because she took that L there, unfortunately, Alba, you're going to have to deal with her for a very long time. Thankfully enough, you didn't impregnate her, but this is the stuff that we warn men about. And since you did things the right way, allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, look what still happened to you. You're in a very bad position. You stuck with that beach forever, bro. You're going to have to like Abba's going to have to give her like a real lump sum of money for her to go away. Like a real lump sum of money. Because I think at the end of it, of the live stream, I think he mentioned something about lawyers too. So I could be wrong about that, but if it's already gotten to that case, you've already lost. Because now it's how are lawyers getting involved? What has that? What did you? Who, man? You really stepped in it. You really stepped in it, right? He says check Knight's community post. So let me check that out, because I'm not subscribed to Knight. I would just see him in the algorithm. Let's see his post in the community tab. He said, fuck Abba, he deserves all this shit and more. He's a snake. Always trying to be. Hold on for a second. Let me check something else out. Let me just go under posts in general. He said he deserves all this shit and more. He's a snake, always trying to expose everyone else on their shit when he got the most shit to be exposed. Bro, try to drag me, my family, and business on the web. Karma is a bitch. Yeah, the way I'm looking at it, that beef between him and Abba, it's clear that Abba tried to paint a narrative about him only because of a political difference. Just because of political difference, and he tried to base he was slick with it. He was very slick. He was very slick with it. But anywho, hit that community tab real quick. And then I'm gonna assume that he probably went into, Abba probably went into Stevie's past and probably try to call him a hypocrite or something. He probably went like, because I'm like I said, I'm not really well versed in the beef, but Abba probably went in his personal life to see if he could find something about Stevie, just over a political difference. This is why I like with liberals, I just try to avoid them like the plague, But anyways, Henoch says she lost the bag. She's trying to make up for it. Exactly. She knows she lost the bag. And really, I think, the general consensus is that she never was pregnant, but I think she was pregnant. I'm gonna tell you what, I think she was pregnant. I just think that she found out about Abba's low sperm count, and so then she was like, wait a minute, whose baby is this really? Hey yo. I think that's kind of that is a good possibility that happened as well. I must be safe. I don't want to go out on a limb on this one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't want to go out on a limb, but I think she actually was pregnant, but it was with somebody else, and then she happened to be with Abba, and then she was just like, "Oh, I'm pregnant," but then she found out about his low sperm count. But at the same time, he wanted to have the kid, so it kind of put her in a really, really, really bad dilemma where, okay, I could keep the kid. He wants to stay. I can't use that he doesn't want to be in my kid's life. So it's really, in her mind, she's like, shit, what do I really do here? How do I really finesse this situation? So she really had a real crisis, internal crisis, I guess. But it is what it is. Let me hit click on this one.
Go back to it, and we're going to skip a little bit further ahead.
Right.
Okay, so remember I told you that she handled the whole breakup and everything really weirdly and awkwardly. People said, "Oh, Abba, whatever." I want you to listen to her own words. This is after the abortion. She reaches out, we're talking, and then this is what she says.
To be honest with you, I didn't do that right, and I should have talked to you first.
What she's talking about is the whole breakup and then making arbitrary decisions by herself without consultation.
And I do feel like I did that wrong. It was a mistake how I handled all of that, and so it was.
Remember, she did everything right during the relationship. Everything.
At the time, it was.
Just want to see something else.
Whatever it is, and then I mentioned she got upset.
Of course, you don't have that conversation with your girl. That's her bad.
She got upset about that. Okay, God forbid she throws a tantrum. When she gets upset,
the reason why we also tell dudes to avoid situations like this in the beginning is so you can avoid having to post receipt videos. You know what I mean? I remember, was it Fresh and Fit would have these 2 hours, these 4 hours, 6 hour receipt videos. I'm like, people already don't like y'all. And you think it's a W because you posting a receipt video after receipt video. It's people already got their minds made up, But I think it's funny that it's happening to Abba and Preach, because now they're gonna have to, all the stuff that they were ripping everybody else for having receipt videos and all these things, now they're gonna have to defend these same situations. Everybody is kind of, they don't want to address the elephant in the room when it comes to the relationship dynamics and why the relationship market is where it is. The elephant in the room is there is a group, there is a consensus, I'll say, amongst women where they know they can fuck a man's life up at any time. And they know this. And not only can they fuck the man's life up at any time, they can I'm talking about legally fuck a man's life up at any time. Can a man legally really fuck up a woman's life? I'm talking about legally, not legally. How can a man, I'm talking about, okay, say if a man knocks up a chick, he can't, the best thing the only thing he can do is run away, and that's illegal. Anything that he can do to get away with that, it's illegal. It's a crime. Paternity fraud is not even a crime. Women isolating you from your kid is not a crime. Women lying, women going around other people asking about you, spreading lies about you, it's not a crime. People could say it's defamation, but women don't get defamation cases put on them. Women in America and Western countries, really in general, Australia, UK, etc., all of them, all women know that there is a lane that they could go into where they can fuck up any man's life without facing any legal recourse. Every woman knows this, every single one, and we're not going to act like there's none that don't know. They all know they can do this at any time. And I think that is too much power for the more emotional gender to have. I that's just me. And this is why if we're just going to keep walking around this and not really address how to fix it or how to address things where men can actually protect themselves, the problem is never going to change. And if all we're going to do is just going to keep blaming, the RP, we're going to keep blaming inside the manosphere, even though the stats came out that women have a way more unfavorable view towards men than the other way around. If we're not actually going to address that, like the obvious, the same thing is going to happen over and over and over and over again, where dudes is going to have to keep receipts. We're going to have more streams, the receipt show from every single content creator, because every content creator, from what I've seen, is always like they had to drop a stream where they got to show some receipts of some sort. It's ridiculous. It's almost like every other male content creator I know, they've had to drop at least one video where they had to address receipts and shit like it's but it's the elephant in the room that nobody really wants to address. But anyways,
I just give her space. So that's what she needs. So that's how we settle things up. I respect it. I go to the room. A time goes by. I go outside. She's gone. I go look for her. Can't find her. A woman says anything like that, that's a wrap. You don't.
And in this video, they're basically trying to address the part where Libby said that she was abandoned. She got kicked out of the house and was abandoned outside in Canada weather while she was pregnant, allegedly. And he actually recorded the situation. Luckily for Abba, he recorded the situation to prove that wasn't true. Now, to me, I didn't need video recording to know that she was lying or leaving stuff out. Yeah, she did get kicked out, but she didn't say why she got kicked out. She didn't say that she basically kicked herself out. And Abba paid for a hotel for her so she could find a safe spot to land at, but she refused to help, So that wasn't surprising to me that Libby exaggerated the situation or she didn't tell the full story about what happened. But this is what we try to warn men about, because when the average man goes through this, they don't have 1 million subscribers that's going to take their side. It was very interesting. There was a couple of men actually in Abba's comment section said, yeah, this actually happened to me, but there was like no woman liking their comments. It was very interesting. There was no women in the comment section, like when it was other men putting their experience of going through something similar. They were like, damn, they didn't even say, damn, I feel sorry for you. Nope. It'll be like 10 likes and then that's it. When are we actually going to address the problem? The actual problem. Like for real, the problem. But anyways.
Feel safe in my home, I'm not gonna keep you here. Especially you, a tiny woman. I'm a black dude. I ain't playing that shit. So I stern, but I never yelled. I never started screaming or mocking or whatever. Vado and be like, yeah, you just playing me, bitch. Fuck you. But y'all think if that's actually someone you think is your child, you're not gonna take a chance. And that's how I was approaching it. Everything is a dire situation the moment I want to end things. I'm still telling her to come back. She's getting these texts. She's replying with everything, but where she.
That helps you.
No,
the problem is you stretch it a little.
No, I'm gonna say something. When someone's pregnant with your child, there's a mindset that changes. Okay. Yes, this person's taking me through a roller coaster, but I was really in the mindset that the kid's in danger too.
Sure.
Okay.
100%.
So in my head, I told myself I could assume and be bravado and be like, yeah, you just playing me, bitch. Fuck you. But y'all think if that's actually someone you think is your child, you're not gonna take a chance. And that's how I was approaching it. So you can make fun of it, whatever. I can live with myself if I do too much and she played me. I can't live with myself if I didn't do enough and she did actually end her life and I could have done something to help.
100%.
So is it goofy? You can say that.
You can say that.
That. But at this point, I'd rather take that chance and look stupid than not do the right thing and then look actually reprehensible. So she was manipulating me. She was never in danger. You know what I know? Because every time I sent a text, it would see delivered, but she would pretend like she couldn't see it.
So they're gonna show the text where she's gonna act like she's about to delete her life. You know. These are the things where we say that women be capping when they say that I'm about to delete myself. But when we actually mention these stories about women capping about deleting themselves or saying that they're going to delete themselves, they be capping. They call us women haters and we don't respect mental health and all these things. These are the things that we be warning dudes about. And it looks like Abba found himself one of those types of broads. All right. So he's showing the texts right now. Let me show Pyro's comment though. He says, if it was somebody else, they would call you a salty red pillar. All the things that he's complaining about in that live stream, if you guys get the chance to really watch it in its full entirety, everything that he complains about, if we complain about the same thing, we would get ripped. I'm talking about we would get ripped. Shannon Sharp got ripped. Jonathan Majors got ripped, and he was with a woman that he was like with for a long time. So, you know, but let's watch just the text, just because I want to hit pause on a couple of these texts.
Okay, what do you think? She's going, are you getting this? I can't call her text. I'm lost. I don't have navigation. My phone is dying. You see this behavior that I'm talking about where everything is a dire situation the moment I want to end things. I'm still telling her to come back. She's getting these texts. She's replying with everything. But I'm saying over here, give me an address, ask them what location, just text me the name.
Oh, sorry. Actually, this part is where it's still similar, but this is the part where she was looking for the hotel where she kicked herself out. So he has a text. I actually wanted to show the text where she was acting like she was gonna commit self-deleticidal.
The reason why she got to fly back to March, she got work. Let's listen. I never got to the airport. I missed the flight because none of her other exes would entertain putting a dog collar on her and walking around like.
Oh yeah, so that's actually. Let me hit this part. This is the part I wanted to address, right? So, at the end of the stream, Abba made a huge mistake, right? So let me focus on that. At the end of the stream, after showing all the evidence, proving her to be a liar, about lying about being abandoned and being kicked out of Abba's place and all this stuff by herself, Abba got mad by the end of the stream. He got frustrated. I don't know why. And he started revealing that the real reason why she's mad that Abba and her are not together is because she's a freak. Meaning she does a lot of freaky stuff in the bed that most of her exes don't want to do, but Abba was doing it with her. So this is a mistake, and you're going to see why.
And I don't care. She can tell whatever. But when I tell my side, I'm the abuser. Even though this is the person that was manipulating me the whole time. And I don't have hatred for her. We went through something difficult. I want her to fucking move on with her life. Because holding on to hatred means I still hold on to some strong emotion. I don't want nothing. I want you to move on. We're in our 30s. This is juvenile. Truly. I hope she finds somebody, she falls in love and they fall in love and she manipulates the shit out of them. Go ahead. But this is stupid. And now you're over here talking about my personal, does Abba like getting pegged? Actually, no, he never did that. Like, why are you talking about my sex life? You want to talk about it? We can talk about it. This girl's confused.
This is where he makes the mistake. This is where he makes a mistake. This is a massive mistake.
She's got a Christian complex, and it turns out in bed she's a giant hedonist and a freak weirdo. Okay, now me, my partner likes weird shit. I don't mind. Why? Because as long as it's within the boundaries of what's okay to me, I'll do that for her. I'm a pretty vanilla guy on the date, but not this girl. So we're gonna put it all out there.
So this is where he makes the mistake. You're gonna see.
I mean, it's
no. She want to talk about it. All right.
Here he shows a text between her and Libby. So he displays texts of her saying that I want to lick your jizz off the glass last night. It's a shame that your wife is not swallowing what's hers, blah, blah, blah.
Did that.
You know, if you want to lick stuff off glass, that's okay.
Okay, then there's another one.
I mean, she did that, so I wouldn't do it.
Right? She's like some good Christian girl who pretends like, oh, I'm such a petite, like whatever. This girl likes a dog called.
Here we go. Hold on for a sec. My bad, guys.
Some good Christian girl who pretends like, oh, I'm such a petite, like whatever. This girl likes a dog collar on her neck and she likes to be walked around like a dog. Okay? And one of the reasons when we ended things that she wanted to get back together, she was worried that she would never meet anyone who would want to enjoy because none of her other exes would entertain putting a dog collar on her and walking around like a good old bitch.
Can you pause 2 seconds?
Yo, this is a mistake. Now he's trying to reveal all the, the intimate details about how they were doing things, how she liked to be treated as a freak, and how, even though she's a Christian, but she would like to do these things behind closed doors, and then all these, she wanted to basically be treated like a dog. But this is a mistake. So here you see between Libby, the texts that Libby was sending Abba, she says, collar on all 4 days. He says, can I wear a collar wherever we go? I need a collar that says belongs to Abba. I miss my collar. Another text she sends him, she says, I should be in a collar all day, sitting at the floor by your desk, just waiting until I'm called to be used. Another one, she says, I liked having my collar on and you effing me anywhere you are pleased because you put on a dog collar. So this is a mistake. Like I said, this is a mistake right here.
It's already paused.
Yo, chat, put some in the chat if you hear me.
Now, look, I ain't never owned a pet, but I didn't mind putting a collar on her. It was fine. You know what I mean? She just wasn't allowed to pee on my floor, and she knew how to follow the rules, okay? This is what she's into. I don't mind. One of the points of contention between us was the fact that she was way more freaky, and she was worried that that's going to be an issue. I'm going to put your business out there. You know what I'm saying? You want to put my business out there? We can do that. Right? She was worried.
She says, I'm more freaky than you is the reason you're worried about me, is a worry about being more freaky.
She was worried that she's more freaky than me. I don't mind. Little Asian girls, I'm so quiet. Dog collar. Okay, that's what she's into. You want to put my business out there? I'll put your business out there too.
This shit is exactly how Abba felt when I said I accepted the fight.
Now, more explicit text messages that I'm not going to repeat everything that I'm not going to repeat everything there. Like this is crazy work. But now he's putting these explicit text messages that she sent him. Like I said, this is a massive mistake.
That's how Abba felt. I'm feeling that way because I didn't know he was going there.
I don't care that she's.
I'm like,
I don't care if she's into weird stuff. Okay, she should have the right to be into weird stuff. Right? She likes dirty talking a lot and likes weird shit. I don't mind. Okay, yes, my penis.
But my girl, you pushed them to that. You understand?
But yeah, I'm not gonna repeat the other stuff that was said. Abba trying to big up himself. I'm not even gonna repeat that on this channel. But that's just regular dirty talk at the end. But that was a mistake. Furthering humiliating a girl that's already on your ass, that's already stalking you, that's already allegedly spreading lies about you. Allegedly. Allegedly. Allegedly spreading lies about you, and you think that's going to make it better. I don't care if this is a trap for you to drop a lawsuit on her. This is already a massive L because this is too much public knowledge. This is she's getting the attention that she wants and staining yours a little bit at a time, because a second girl came out and said, oh, Abba did this to me as well. Now she was full of cap. Now, but imagine if a third girl comes out. Now imagine if a fourth girl comes out. This is what usually happens.
You know what I'm saying?
Here, right? Thank you. I'm going to harm myself now.
So this is the self-deletecidal text right here.
This person and the fact that
Abba, it's Libby. Please answer. I am panicking, Abba. I quit my job because of this breakup. I'm moving back home. How much it hit me. I told you the new IG on the phone. It's all just a cope. Do you remember telling you that? I told you that on the phone. To be honest, I know you don't even care, but I would delete the page literally right now just because it's honestly just a cope. Please answer. I'm having crazy anxiousness right now. Please, Abba, I'm going to the hospital. My panic attacks. Abba, I'm shaking. I'm having a panic attack. Yeah, this is typical. This is some typical stuff right here.
She got a kid inside her.
Okay, since you're not responding, I will contact everyone else. I don't believe you. Either answer the phone or prove it. You said you took drugs. I took sleeping pills and I'm sleeping in my truck. I said I just want to get through the day.
I took my sleeping pills and I'm sleeping in my truck. I just want to get through the day. This is where she's saying she's going to kill herself, okay? You're going to see in the next message. Thank you. I'm going to harm myself now. There's more. I understand I'm going to go kill myself. Like, how often? Look at this.
Yeah, I had a choice to take this or the sleeping pills, and I decided to take the sleeping pills, and you really want me to die. I have the benzos right here. I want to die too. Nothing is worth it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's the average hoe. That is the average biche. When they don't get their way, all of a sudden they start. It's a good. I'm not gonna say most. I'm gonna say it's a large portion of hoes that will threaten self-delete a sidle over the smallest of things.
I have to say this before you believe it.
I had a choice to take benzodiazepines this morning or sleeping pills. I decided to take the sleeping pills. And you really want me to die? Okay, I have the benzos right here. I want to die too. And you know what's crazy? I heard her in one of the lives say that she never took the pills. She was just fronting with me.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
All that matters.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse because if you never had the intention of taking the pill, you're saying that to say that.
Manipulation.
You're not. If you actually were taking the pills, I can understand that it's not you. It's your condition. Now you never had to. You never wanted to take the pills.
Yep.
You just admitted that you manipulate people.
That's it. And someone said, "Oh, so she quit her job over a breakup?" No, she didn't. She never quit it. She's just lying.
That's like,
Let's see here.
Like, no. It was.
But yeah. And I think they have the video of the other girl that came forward, that came on Stevie's channel. Right here. That said, Abba did the same thing to me. We had sex and then he forced me to have an abortion or something like that.
Like, just to be honest, I didn't feel like it was that bad because I knew at the time I wasn't going to do it and I never did.
She's doing it right now. She was already emailing YouTubers in January.
She met me in January.
That's it.
She messaged me in January.
That's it.
Yeah.
She was already on her campaign doing this shit the whole time. So even though she looked me in the eyes and said, I would never do it, I just wanted your attention.
You did.
She was already emailing folks. And also, it doesn't matter because I really believe she was going to do it.
Well, she said she would.
That's it.
So,
there's one of the few times where I'm like, believe all women.
XBY Jay-Z says, I just met up with a friend and talked about the Abba baby situation. And the first thing he said was that the girl manipulated the situation. Game over for these normies. Protective denial. That language, like I said, that language that we use, we're not allowed to use it, right? She's manipulating me, she's baby trapping me, she's doing this, she's trying to take me for my money. That's only reserved for certain men, right? One of those guys, remember, Sleepy Joe, right? You're not allowed to talk about his allegations, his accusations. With Orange Man, people bring it up all the time. With Sleepy Joe, you're not allowed to bring it up, right? Sleepy Joe, you're not allowed to bring up the Barry O. Not necessarily they weren't allegations, but in terms of the rainbow allegations, you're not allowed to bring that up. And Abba seems like one of those guys where he's allowed for people to stick up for him and say, oh, he was with a crazy manipulative person. They won't even say woman; they're gonna say person. So it's been predetermined. It's already been predetermined. The only thing that's gonna fuck up Abba, this is what's gonna fuck up Abba. If he starts going a little bit off script, if he starts going the bit of the RP route, or he starts doing little things off script, he's not listening to the orders of his handlers, or sorry, his supervisors anymore, his agents. You're gonna have different bitches come out and then talk about something different. Then people are gonna be like, "What about those two first bitches that came out against him?" I think that's like if Abba goes the route of stop listening to his handlers or his agents in the future, he's gonna have probably 3 to 4 different women come out against him and said he forced me to do this, he manipulated me to do that, and then people are gonna revisit these 2 cases and think, wait a minute, even though they might have been lying, maybe there was something to what they were saying. In my opinion, this is like me not trolling here, right? In my opinion, I think these women came to do what they usually do, to manipulate and get what they want, but they mess with the wrong dude. They're messing with a dude that already has that game on lock, meaning he's an actual manipulative and controlling type of person, but he knows all the hacks. He knows all the tricks, because really he did everything right. When a bitch say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," you're supposed to be like, "Oh, this is good." This is a form of reverse psychology. If you do it like how Fresh did it or anybody else do, you get the abortion. She's not going to get the abortion. The more adamant you are on the abortion, she's going to get it. Now, if you're actually like, "Oh man, this is good," she's going to actually be like, "Okay, maybe I shouldn't keep it, or maybe let me analyze the situation before keeping this guy's kid," right? You have to be Abba, to me, I think he knows he's very slick. He's like, how do I say it? He's like the guy from The Boys. No, what's it? Gen Z. Who's the guy from Gen Z? The dude. Thomas Goldstein, or what's it? Thomas Goldkin? The guy that can control people from the anyway, that might be a little bit over people's head. He's well versed with women. He knows exactly how women are going to do things, so he'll do things another way to cover himself. He has all of his ducks in a row in terms of if a woman comes out against him, he already knows what to do. As soon as Libby dropped that video, he went live immediately. So basically, all the traffic, all of the views went directly to his live stream and directly to his videos. So now from that point forward, he was able to control the narrative. So the normies don't even realize that even if Abba's on the right, they're only agreeing with him because they saw his video first. He's the more popular guy. He's already been painted to be the good guy anyways. But anyways, he said if other girls he smash and dash get wind of this and try to get a bag, he's cooked. Exactly. If they start copying and pasting what these other 2 girls did, the algorithm or the people that he's connected to, they can't save him. 1 or 2 bitches, the algorithm can divert it. If 3 or 4 or 5, 6 of them start coming forward, then you're in trouble. Then you are in trouble. He said Christensen from Gen Z. I don't know who that is, but it's basically the guy that I'm talking about. He's the guy that they thought he had no powers, but they thought he had powers. They're like, wait a minute, he does have powers, but then they find out he was just a tool being used by somebody else, somebody that had like mind control or something like that. Abba, in my opinion, is kind of like one of those guys. Was it the principal of what's his name? The principal of what was the high school called for the superheroes? I forgot. He's a lot more sinister than he lets on. That's just my opinion. And certain women, they go into the game, they think they're gonna play with one of these celebrities or one of these politicians, and then they realize who these people are connected to, and then they realize they're a little bit way in over their head. Trying the same control and manipulation tactics that they use on other dudes with money and power that don't have much leverage in the public, in terms of in the court of public opinion. But you're dealing with a guy that's already been predetermined to be the good guy. He's the good guy of YouTube, right? This is what that's where they have placed Abba. This is why he's, yes, Thomas Godolkin. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Thomas Godolkin, right? But I'm specifically talking about almost like the guy that Thomas Godolkin was controlling at first. That's who Abba kind of reminds me of, low-key, because there are people behind him that are basically placing him where, this is what they want to. Like I said earlier in the stream, the liberals are going to come. They're going to start. He's going to have his own podcast or his own show, and then the liberals are going to come to his show to show that, hey, I'm neutral. I'm a decent guy, even though I'm a Democrat. The same way how the Republicans were going on Joe Rogan's podcast or Theo Vaughn's podcast, even though these guys are not political, but they knew that liberals were avoiding those shows, so they took advantage and they were able to paint themselves as the good guys, right? By going on these podcasts that a lot of men like to watch. They knew that the liberals would go crazy. They knew that the liberals would get mad and then call Joe Rogan far right. They would call Theo Vaughn far right, and et cetera, et cetera. And then they would have that male vote forever. So that's all these when you're talking about when we're talking about politics, these are the the strategies that are used in politics to garner support, or like even lifetime support if need be. He said Myron is a firecracker. He said no. He said Myron is firecracker. That is an interesting analogy. Firecracker, if you guys are not sure, Firecracker is the broad from The Boys, the redhead broad. That is an interesting analogy, and I don't want to. Let me not. Let's not get too graphic on what Firecracker's role is, but that is an interesting analogy. That is an interesting analogy. That is almost plausible. I can't even shit on that. I can't even shit on that analogy. Anybody that watched The Boys, they probably know who Firecracker is. That is an interesting ass analogy. I'm not even gonna hold you on that. Definitely doesn't help with the gay rumors. That is an interesting analogy. If I ever bring up that analogy, I'm gonna credit you because I'm not completely sold, but I love it. I love it. I'm not completely sold, but I love it. I love the ingenuity behind that analogy, because if you actually look at the similarities, there's actually a lot of similarities there. I'm not gonna go into graphic, but basically, Firecracker is like the conduit for, the God bless, God Guns America, superhero part of The Boys, where she's like, she took over that role. And then on top of that, she was willing to literally completely shit on herself. Put her own health in danger to make Homelander happy. And she has, yeah, exactly. Shout out to He's, and she has no real power. Exactly. So that is an interesting analogy. That isn't very, yeah. And her job is just to completely suck off that party and just be the face of that party, no matter what. No matter what slander comes her way, no matter how many times Homelander says, I never loved you. No matter how many times people are just like, the fuck is this slut? And she's just there, just waving the flag for the conservative party. All right. That is an interesting analogy. Now, I never heard that Myron being compared to Firecracker. That is to people that don't, that's, like I said, that's the red-haired girl. The red-haired American sweetheart from The Boys. If you've seen her character on The Boys, you know that's an interesting analogy. Yeah, Myron, when he got kicked out of the conference, or he'll be like he'll be on Twitter Spaces, and then he'll be trying to join like the white supremacists, the right-wing white supremacists group panels, and he'd be there like, yeah, we love you, Myron, but we got to kick you out. This is literally a whites only panel. Like yeah. But anyways, let me leave Myron alone on this. We gonna talk about Abba here. Hold on. Why didn't I? Oh.
All right. So this next portion. Y'all want to know how evil this person is? So as she was going through this campaign and she's releasing these videos, she is making different accounts, reaching out to me. You guys saw that Instagram earlier where she's liking everything and she's trying to get a hold of me. And on the first night when all this thing's blowing up, she ends up very briefly on the phone with me. I get a FaceTime from somebody.
When was that?
This is Thursday.
This Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Just real fast. You'll see what I say. Peep it. Okay.
I actually answered the phone and he was recording the phone call. When I answered the phone, I just got nervous and I smiled and I laughed.
Imagine the person who just released this tape, who's like looking for justice, is harassing the shit out of me. She gets me on a call and the first thing she's doing, she's laughing. She thinks this shit's fucking funny.
I got you back.
Do you understand how demonic this person is? Like she's trying to ruin my life and this bitch is laughing. T.
Ooh, you said the B word. No, I'm playing, man.
That's what I'm dealing with. So now let's go to the second person. Apparently I was cheating. Our relationship ended January.
So this is the second person that's the person I want to cover real quick. Let me see if I can fast forward here.
Starts to lecture me about this whole fucking situation. So this is Stephanie Ashwanded over there in Switzerland. You know, I got my family over there in Geneva. All right. Actually, if you didn't aware, before we came to Canada from Ethiopia, a lot of my family's still over there in Switzerland, Geneva. So anyways, this goes from one of the suburbs in Zurich. Okay. And
I already knew that this was going to look stupid when she's going to put it out.
But you're fooling it by posting about it, and then all these people are going to her page.
I have the right to defend myself. Don't say I don't have the right to defend myself. I do. If she's going to go say what. Okay, so then that's all I did. She made her video first. You don't get to harass somebody and then threaten them with blackmail.
It's so disproportionate. She doesn't have any.
You think what you're saying is fair? So she gets to go out and say whatever she wants. I can't say what I want to say.
Can't you handle it privately in a way where
I did handle it privately, and then she went public.
You do have the rights, but I don't think you're doing Do you think she's mentally healthy right now?
No, I don't.
Nobody cares. I don't think.
Yes, people care. Why are you sitting here trying to tell me I don't have that right?
It's just my opinion.
Okay, so you want me to just sit there and take it quietly? No, but see, that's such an unfair thing.
No, it's because you're the smarter person, so you can take the.
Sorry, no.
so this fucking retard.
Well, Abba, congratulations. This is what literally most men that are getting divorced, this is what they're usually going through when their ex-wife is dragging them through family court. They're literally not, if they go on offense, they get shamed exactly like this from their female friends or former female friends of their former female counterparts, or the brothers of the ex-wife, the sisters of the ex-wife, former sisters-in-laws. When she's going crazy, making crazy allegations and doing all these things, you're usually going to have a woman from her camp, or a woman that knows her, or an ex of yours that knows her. They're going to be like, well, just let her just let her be a complete terrorist to you. Just be the bigger man and just pay up and just let her go on her thing. This is what most men that are going through nasty divorces are going through. So this is kind of what we talk about in the red pill space as well, Abba. So it's very you're getting a little bit of a taste of women sticking up for women no matter what.
Contacts me, and she's like, you don't have the right to say anything because you're smarter, and she can just slander me. And then she says, handle it privately after this fucking goofball went public first. I never wanted to. I never wanted any of this. And so she's out here trying to lecture me about not being able to speak out. This crazy pathological weirdo is doing all this stuff. Sorry, you want to say something?
No, go ahead. So, I mean, this girl is the girl that you dated.
She's one of them yes girls. We are on 2 dates.
Smarter approach, which is
like you were involved like that with her.
No. Listen.
Do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing.
Like, she's more mentally unstable, so why would you take this route? She's not gonna. I don't think you're looking at this from the right perspective.
I have the right. Just because I'm a man, it doesn't mean that I have to sit in this world and then let some woman lie about me.
Oh my God! I can't play the man card. What the
Okay.
Well, personally, I think because you're a man, it is different.
See?
You also just
Think about this.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with fucking crazies and weirdos who are a little bit jilted because I didn't want to move the fuck on. Like, this
Because
whole,
she didn't want to what?
because I didn't want to be. She wanted to. I said no. I'm entitled to that. And she's salty about it. And so now she want to get in on this and do her little 5 minutes. Well, Stephanie Ashwanden, let your name be out there in the public too, stupid. You want to get involved? I don't give a shit. Fuck you too.
She wanted to get on there.
She knows this woman is blackmailing me, and she's getting involved because she's salty because you're a sworn person. Why?
But why wait, I didn't get the part where why is she getting involved? Why she's mad?
Because she's just scorned person because I don't want to date her.
Oh.
She's salty. And so she's like throwing her name in there saying like we have something. No, I just move the fuck on. All these people are so juvenile.
Damn, you know what's gonna go up in the streets? Your
value.
And like, if you want to know how much a goofball Libby is, like, this is how she was spoken about right before she goes on the interview. Listen.
All right, so that's enough of that live stream. It is interesting that Abba's getting a taste. Just a taste of what happens when a breakup can go wrong. Or how about this? He's getting a taste of what a man going through divorce court, a man getting isolated from his kids. He's just getting a taste of what that feels like. Just a taste. That's what he doesn't even understand. Just a taste. Let me see if I can get it to the part where he's talking about the red pillars. Let me see if I can get to that part. Actually, before I sign off on that stream. Oh, don't tell me they deleted it. Don't tell me they deleted the stream.
Date her.
Oh.
She's salty. And it's really happened.
Make it better.
Within a short time span, she's on the phone and she wants to like talk calm after everything. Okay. And that's why she recorded the call. I never knew she was recording this.
What she needs is full compliance and agreement.
She will not stop. She will keep going. So what do I think about this whole situation? All in all, I just want everybody to move on. I don't want to talk about my.
Nah, that's not gonna happen, Myron. I mean, sorry, Abba. Low key, they could be brothers. I ain't even gonna hold you. Abba and Myron could pass as like brothers or somebody related, right? Hey, I just want everybody to move on. Abba, you're probably gonna have to pay her some money. You like what Abba doesn't realize, he's probably gonna be the first person to have to pay a bish. He's gonna have to pay a bish, literally a child support settlement money for a kid that never probably even existed. But but say if we're taking her at face value and she did have an abortion, he's going to be the first person in history to have to pay a child support settlement for a deleted fetus. He might be the first dude in history. That is crazy when you think about it. It's crazy. But it's really a massive red pill for him to swallow. He won't admit it. His fans won't admit it because all of their arguments sound like ours, but they're not going to admit that they were wrong. It's the same thing with, the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant situation. I'm going to do a live stream on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Basically it's official now. She's not no doctor, right? It's official. And it's interesting that it's actually mostly black women that have turned on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because she said that she didn't need a license, basically, and she forgot that most of your fan base are BWs who take, college and licensing and all these things very, very seriously. So now you just basically shitted on all of your fan base, and now they're trying to cancel the very monster that they created. So it's been a very interesting week seeing all of these things unfold, seeing Abba getting exposed, seeing Dr. Cheyenne Bryant getting exposed. This has been very interesting. Abba, this is not just going away, especially when you did that shit at the end, exposing her for exposing her sexual kinks. You think that's not gonna you think that's not throwing, fire, on gasoline? Like, come on now. Now she's never now is for sure she's never gonna go away.
Personal business. I don't want to put her shit on Front Street. I don't want to talk about the other
You just did put her stuff on Front Street.
suicide attempts. I don't want to talk about the kid, nothing. I've always believed that this woman was manipulating and using the child as a way to control me. And you guys saw the many ways in which she did so throughout the relationship. But also, if she wanted the kid so bad, how come when I was out of the picture, she killed it? She never wanted that child. Once she realized she couldn't use it to control me.
Damn, he said she killed it. He'd even use the fancy title that they call it, the abortion title. He said she killed it. Damn. Corey Holcomb is had caught wreck for years for just using frank language like that. But anyways.
That's what happened. And then what'd she do after that? Even though I'm so verbally abusive and I was the reason everything ended, she tried to get back with me. She tried to move to Montreal to live with me. Do you understand how fucking crazy this is? Go ahead.
And I know on the other live that we did, you didn't want to mention that. You didn't want to mention that. You're like, I know, I just know. But recording her much with everything she's talking about to that extent, I think she's a demon enough to do that. I've seen these demons.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is pretty much the end of it for me. She can say I was cheating or whatever. None of these timelines make sense, or does she make sense?
Right.
And it's just time to move on. But I know she won't because, like I said, she's crazy.
Let me speed it up. Real quick. Turn it up.
Easy. And that's fine. As for me, you guys heard me own up to a lot. But like I said, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not even here to be like this person. I just want to move on.
Yeah.
I own my stuff. I got my faults. I didn't do great in a lot of parts of this relationship. Okay. But the things she's claiming, all the events she lied about, she'll never stop. So, woof, woof. I hope you're happier now. Put your dog collar. I'll mail it to your family, whatever you need. But like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're too old for this.
No, bro. You just made it worse.
And this is stupid. All right. All these narratives, all these lies, I'm not going to address more of them because she's going to keep going forever. And so hopefully this cleared up most of this stuff for you guys. Okay. You guys can say many things. You guys make mistakes, whatever. Oh, Abba, how could you not get this right? Nigga, am I a dating coach? Do I have a course? Do I tell you I have the answers for exactly how you need to date?
Yeah. We don't.
No, don't do that. All we're doing is providing social commentary. That's all we're doing. Like you do. You provide social commentary on the RP ninjas that are doing things a certain way. We're just providing our own, reaction, our own social commentary, as you will. So you can put out social commentary, but we can't. You get to react, but we can't react. That's all we're doing. We reacting. In fact, I got reaction in my title for a reason. Abba defends himself, but makes a costly mistake. Reaction. Yeah. Yeah.
What do we say all the time? How many times have I had to make videos? Oh, I was wrong about this. I was wrong about that. I was wrong. I make mistakes. Nigga, I sit in front of you guys. I'm like, damn, that one person did a number on me or whatever. It's fine. Last life. Things are going to come at you unconventional. You're going to react in ways that aren't always expected. It's okay. I'm not afraid to own the fact that I made many mistakes in this, and I'm going to own more mistakes in the future. Mm-hmm. But what you're not going to do is sit there and be like, yo, you act like you have all I don't have all the answers.
But you're going to have to pay up. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. Oh, man, you're going to have to pay up, big dog.
Never did.
I never really got a chance to ask. Did he offer to pay for the abortion? That's one thing maybe I missed it, but did he offer to pay for it, or did she say she was just going to take care of it herself? Because if he didn't pay for the abortion, that was also a massive mistake. This is why I remember Anthony Edwards, he was just trying to look, how much you need? Like how much you need for that to get to the hitman's office? How much you need for it? So that's another thing I'll need to investigate.
Never will. And yes, I can sometimes be mad, petty, and say the wrong things and do things the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Amen.
Amen.
Anything else you want to say?
So what was her pet name? No, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just trying to make you laugh. I'm just trying to make you laugh, bro. I'm just trying to, I got no words. But I can't call her Woof Woof. Pets have names.
honestly, a lot of the people who are like, yo, Abba acts like he doesn't. You guys don't watch the content. I know you guys don't watch the content.
Yeah,
No. We watch it. We got you spot on, big dog.
A lot of times that priest points out my mistakes, or I have to point out my own.
Or you point out mine. I'm not better than you.
That's it.
I'm not better than you.
That's it.
I said most of the time I said, are you better than me?
In fact, how much have we changed in the last 4 or 5 years, even making content online? Like this idea that we're these immovable people who have this fucking philosophy for life. It's not true. I have a few concurrent things. That's it. Even people are like, oh, no man should abandon his child or whatever it is. I agree. But if the child is tethered to an insane person who's going to make your life miserable and make it super difficult for you to ever have access, I think there's room to explain that shit. If the person is someone who's probably not going to keep that kid alive, I think it's okay to say, I'm not going to let her control me.
So are you saying that there's no such thing as a deadbeat dad? You heard what Abba said, right? He said, if you are a man, you don't have to be tethered to a person that has your kid. Oh, Reaper's in the StreamYard. I did not see, my bad. He said you don't have, he said you don't need to have a kid. You don't need even if you are tethered to the woman, just because she has your kid, that does not mean you have to be there. This is very interesting. So let me add Reaperell on here real quick, because I did say I was gonna add him on, and I hope he can make it for tomorrow. Hold on, what the fuck did I just? Here we go. Here we go. Man? What's up, man?
What's up, bro? Oh man.
Thoughts, prayers.
Let's pray for the kid who went down to 2, man. This guy, bro. He is. I could go on. I know you're gonna play the video. You played most of the video. I didn't know he said that thing at the end about her sexuality. So now she could come out and say a whole bunch of things about his sexuality. He's this is obviously I didn't know about this stuff. No one knew about it, but this is not unexpected. This is a guy who I think played some mind games to push her to, you know, delete the kid. It happened. Let's assume that she actually was pregnant. And now he's starting to turn red pill. Look at his face and his demeanor in the first video that they made private before and after Preach came on. This guy is scared. This guy doesn't have all the answers. This guy's a fraud. He's a grifter. And I've been through that. You've went to school with guys like this who preach all this lefty kind of crap. Not to say I'm against the left per se, but all this soft BS. And they think they're all philosophical and whatnot. And they get exposed because they end up making the same mistakes of the people they chastised and made fun of before. I'm not even a fit. I do not mess with Fresh and Fit whatsoever. A lot of stuff they got was from Patrice O'Neal, so it's not even like the things they're saying, like, oh, you have to listen to Fresh and Fit. But the things, everything a lot of stuff they're saying outside of the bombastic or the crazy stuff they said is what he's experiencing now. And he looks stupid for it. Now everybody's coming out the woodwork to attack him because he's exposed. Oh, you didn't get into wedlock with this chick. Oh, you didn't protect yourself even with a chick that you've been with. Oh, you didn't even discern properly with this chick to realize, yo, she's messed up in the head, blah, blah. But you preach that all the time to everybody else. And now you're getting exposed. And thankfully, Preach, let me say how good of a friend Preach is, bro. If I ever had somebody who came on the stream, we have a business together, right? And this business making millions of dollars off the perception that we are friends. If you came on to make a video because you want to tell the world that we're not really friends because you're really jealous of my comedy career because you're not really funny, I'm not going to mess with you no more because that's something innate. That's in you to that you'll sabotage a business. You'll sabotage even the soft, whatever, the light friendship that we have that's making good money, that's put our parents, like Abba said, into great situations, great financial situations. You'll sabotage that for your own ego, bro. I ain't going to mess with you. And yet is Preach now who's protecting this dude. Preach is embarrassed. Go look at how this guy was when you watch the video. Go look at how Abba was before and after Preach came on. Before he was pensive in the beginning. He said something like, "Oh, y'all think that I'm being effective," something like that. And then there's like a silence, and he just like looks down, which could be manipulation, right? But I think that this dude's like, "Damn, I really did mess up." Once Preach comes on, he's all confident. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, this chick, she's crazy. Right? Right, Preach? It's like, dogs, you look stupid. You're an idiot. You're an imbecile. You're goofy. And last thing I'll say before you continue the video, bro, this guy is a snake. First of all, I'm in New York, so girls I be around, they would look at this dude and look at him as a weirdo. I don't know how it goes in Canada. But any guy who does like what he did to Destiny's Girl, like you mentioned the other day, bro, any guy like that, bro, they'll try to take anybody's girl. They'll say certain things. They're those type of creeps that, like, instead of coming on and saying, "Yo, I like you as a girl," they'll to a girl, they'll be friends. They'll do all that fake friend shit, whatever. And these guys are real creeps. They're the real low lives. They're the real weirdos that girls end up telling you, like, "Yeah, your friend, like, he was like he tried to do better, or he was weird, or better." And it's like, "Oh, I thought he was like the good philosophical, woman or this, woman or that." He's just a creep, and he don't know how to just come out and say, "Look, man, I'm horny. I want to smash." He has to do it by these weird means, manipulation, which I'm pretty sure she went through. I'm not even backing up the chick; she's a bug out. But him going out with this bug out, I think negates a lot of the stuff he said in the past about men, relationships, women. So continue on, bro. I'm gonna shut up and be quiet, but yeah, this dude, bro, I'm just laughing, bro. The fact that he made that video private. He made that video private says a lot. The
Did you
girls that
know
he's
that?
messing with says a lot. Go ahead, my bad.
No, did you know that the girl? Because I don't know if you remember at the beginning. He said that the girl was from California and she's a nurse from Orange County. How is that different from like Fresh finding the Chinese escort?
It's no different.
There's literally no difference.
No
That's what I thought. What's your thoughts on that? That like I literally love. I'm like, so what's the difference between an escort and a nurse? Like, bruh.
He's goofy. So he's one of these guys. Like, you know, even like his gait, pause, like how he stands and stuff. You can tell he's terribly out of shape. He said it himself. You know, they only show the top of him, pause, because he has like a weird, one of those weird. He has an Ethiopian woman's body, right? He's not a guy that these girls are going to be going after if he wasn't successful and famous, or not famous, but successful with the YouTube site. So he got the same way. Now, the only thing you say with Fresh is that you can say, oh, you know, they come on with the whole sugaring thing and the money thing. But let's be honest, Ivy, you really think this girl, and she's attractive. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. She's an attractive woman. You think she really liked you because of your looks? You're a cornball. Like, look at him, even in the frozen pic you had, bro. I look at a dude like that, bro. I'm like, bro, you are a corn. I could tell you're a cornball. You don't care about your hairline. You think that afro thing is like, you look weird. You act weird. You have weird hobbies. I don't care. Dancing is cool, whatever, but like, you even dance like a weirdo, bro. You didn't have the discernment to understand this girl don't really like you like that. And he knows deep down inside the YouTube thing has probably elevated him to get a chick like that, and he couldn't discern himself. He got up. It's just that if Fresh and Fit, if they weren't into buying and sugaring or whatever, they would have 1,000% strong case to say, like, you got too, bro. And that's another thing too with the Fresh and Fit thing. This is why I don't like this dude. I don't like dudes who, if I bring you to my house, right? If I bring you to my house, bro, and you have an issue with me, first of all, if I bring you to my house, that means that we're cool enough that we could talk, even if we have different point of views. You went over, you came to my house, you voiced your opinion, you didn't say much, whatever. You went over to your house and started bad mouthing me. Bro, you didn't have that energy when you were here. All the stuff you talk about, the red pill, all the stuff you talk about women, about, you didn't have that energy when you were in my house. Now you run over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, he's such a freaking horrible. It's just that Fresh and Fit they come from such a excuse my language, shitty foundation or shitty background. But everything they said and it's happening to him. It's happening to him. The fact that she went, you sit up here and tell me you this chick was bugged out, right? You tell me all this time you with her, because now this show's bad on you. You with this chick this whole time. You didn't realize he was bugged out and crazy. Or did you and you still smashed her? Because either way, you're bad. Either you have bad discernment or you don't care, just like Fresh and Fit. You're a bum. Not I'm saying bum, but you do irrational stuff just like Fresh and Fit. And when I went through the comments on this video, maybe like 20 to 25% of the original video had people like, nah, bro, you look stupid, you're a hypocrite, blah, blah. The rest of them were, well, no. But the rest of these guys literally were echoing red pill-ish. So I'm like, wait, but that's what Fresh was saying with this chick. It's just that Fresh came out and they say that they buy, or they not even say they buy, but it's known that they buy girls, bro. But who's to say it's the same thing? Who's to say that he wasn't tricking on her? He spoke about paying for, and in a good way. Great that he's paid for his mom to have a house, blah blah blah. But look at him, Chris. You tell me that this guy is probably not tricking on her too?
Nah, he's
Come on,
tricky.
dog.
Well,
My bad. I ranted about that.
Unfortunately, guys like that, they'll think because they're like 5 inches taller. So they really believe that shit. You know, when women be saying, I want 6 feet and up. So it'll be guys that'll be like 6'2" or 6'3", and they think that makes them better than the guy that's 5'10" or some shit. But they kind of forget, okay, say if every guy becomes 6 feet tall. Okay, now the new standard is gonna be 6'6" or 6'7", 6. So it doesn't really stop. You know, so Abba's kind of one of those guys. He really thinks he's that guy. And then I remember I told you that Abba's kind of like the guy. He's the type to fall in love with your girlfriend or some shit, and then you find out, you'd be like, what the what the I don't know what to say, man. I still, and then he gets mad at you for being mad at him
For getting mad, but he knows who to do it to. Because I know, look, bro. I got most of my friends. Not most of them. I'm not lying. A good portion of my friends got women who they've been with for a while. Like my best friend, well, not my best friend, but one of my great friends, Brandon. Like I've known his girl for I don't know how long. They got a kid together. I wouldn't, and we joke. I joke on her about because she's a Beyonce fan. I get on her all the time. We make jokes, all that stuff. I've been to dance part. I've been to weddings. I've been to name any event that you could think of. Where's a family gathering, people dance. I've never in my mind She got a nice body. I've never in my mind thought to take her hands and to dance with her. And then when he did that thing where he did Destiny, he was like, "Oh, men are so insecure." And I'm telling you, he's the type of dude that you did it to his girl. Either he wouldn't say anything outright. He would talk to her behind the scenes and say little things, slick things here and there. He's that type to do that type of ish to girls, right? So him doing it, like he knows who he did it. He did it to Destiny, who's a low testosterone. He ain't gonna fight back. He don't got no backbone type of dude. So he knew who to do it to. But he's a sniveler. This is why this stuff is so great, because I'm telling you, bro, you could tell. You could tell, just like you said, that's how Abbott gets us. He'll say little things, sneaky things here and there. He'll do little things. He likes to pick on other guys' girls, most likely. He does not get these girls off the strength before the YouTube fame and that shit. Why do you think he's in a dance club?
Yeah.
The only guys I know who do dance club shit, they either on the rainbow spectrum or they trying to get women. And you're gonna be outright with, oh, I'm here to really get women. Those guys typically over sexual, and they was like, oh yeah, he feeding for a chick, or is this guy some weird lanky weirdo who tries to be, no, I really like dance, and stuff. But they only spit that philosophical ish to attractive women. They never go to an old dance lady and be like, you know what, I'm really feeling your vibe and I'm really connecting. That's what you try to say with this girl. I was really feeling her vibe. No, you weren't. She was attractive, and she's better than what you've probably got in the past. Stop it, bro. My bad. Go ahead, Chris. This guy gets me so disgusted, bro. Like, ugh. Go ahead, man.
Here we got Garrett Grant in the chat. Just had to say what's up to Garrett Grant. Oh yeah, XVY Jay-Z says Abba sounds very red pill ragey right now. King K 2005. He says Abba is someone I call a fake moral high ground god, always acting better than you, but he ain't. That's something that's basically what you were saying. XVY Jay-Z says doesn't matter if you aren't a dating coach, you literally critique and troll red pillars who go through this. And specifically, he would troll the lowest common denominators. So he trolls all the obvious, not necessarily frauds, but the obvious people that have a lot of flaws in their critiques. So the Donovan Sharps of the world, who none of us have respect for, Fresh and Fit, and then Just Pearly, like the obvious ones. You know what I mean? Even the most red pillars of red pillars, they're not even gonna fuck with people like that. Or Melanie King. It's always somebody obvious. They're never gonna put somebody that's of that space that has a point of view where you can agree with some things or disagree with some things, but it's all respectful. Right. You're just gonna take somebody extreme. Let me see this. Salik J. He says Abba never acted like so Salik J is a Abba defender. So we have our first Abba defender in the chat. I didn't even realize it. So he says Abba never acted like he was better or a god. He just gives his opinion. No. I disagree. He says Abba didn't make it worse. It was already bad. That's an interesting comment. He says, nah, Abba didn't make it worse. It was already bad.
Okay, so that's on him then.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It doesn't make him look good. You could say you would actually, to the defender, you would actually be better off saying that Abba did make it worse, where it's like he may have just slipped up and said something, the approach may have been wrong, but he's not at fault. The fact that he got caught up with a girl like this, that she went over to, think about this. Think about how crazy this is. I don't know the dude's name. Sorry, Salik. He messed with a chick that was so adversarial that she would try to. Didn't she try to contact Fresh and Fit?
Yeah, she contacted everybody, basically all of their ops.
We're talking about a pregnancy. We're not talking about, oh, I met Abba, he was a jerk to me, or there was some weird great. We're talking about a pregnancy. We're talking about somebody that he laid down with and so-called had a relationship with. And her thought, instead of saying, you know what, yeah, I'm hurt, or whatever happened, let me cool down. If a girl's really down with you, she's not going to go over to your business op. And try to put some dirt on your name. That's who Abba is messing with. You sit up here and say, oh, that Abba doesn't preach to God. Literally, he has videos where there's no gray line. I've heard him say, "Oh, this guy's a loser. Oh, this red pill stuff. Oh, this manosphere stuff." And I my guy Chris said before, I'm not manosphere red pill, but I don't sit up there and I don't bash the whole sector like a lot of these guys have done because there's money to be involved. These guys never talk about the guys who are. Oh no, he actually has a good point of view. I see where he's coming from. They never do that. Like I've told you before, Chris, I have a good friend. He got divorced, and one of the things that helped him was divorce. That he and I'm not even a fan of this guy. I don't watch this guy like that, but I know of him. He said he listened to Coach Mike. Who's the boy? The guy, Coach Mike.
Coach
Whichever one.
Greg.
Coach Greg. I said Coach Mike. Coach Greg.
CGA. Got you. Coach
CGA,
Greg
and he
Adams.
said that guy helped him, and I'm like, oh, he's like, and if you meet my friend, he doesn't do red pill stuff, doesn't make, but he said that guy helped him not to have a kid with a woman that he ended up divorcing, and he's like, let me just get out of this relationship, got out of it, it doesn't have an adversarial situation. They never talk about that line of red pill, whatever. So Abba, when we talk about, he literally speaks in absolutes a lot of times about this stuff. Like go let Salik be objective. Go back and just go to some of the biggest reviews that he's had. Even on Fresh and Fit, when he talks about the most hyperbolic stuff they talk about. But there are things within what they talk about is, hey, never let a woman this. In terms of make sure you have leverage, blah, blah, blah. Those aren't things that are bad. Those are good for men. Yes, have leverage in your life. Don't give it all to a woman. Don't get married before you're not ready. But yet it's Abel who literally has bashed those things or bashed those guys, all a red pill manosphere, and I was blah, blah, blah. Just what Chris Mike said. There's no in between. I've seen him even cut off Preach. Preach sometimes is a guy who tries to bring some reason, but whatever, blah blah. And I would be like, no. I'm like, oh, all right. We know who runs the conversation in this relationship. So Abba, man, let's stop him. Abba's being exposed. Even didn't he call? I don't say he called her a B, but what did he call? He called her a hoe or not a hoe?
No, he was using my basically our language. He was saying broads. I don't know if he said bitch, but he said broads a lot. He said broads a lot. So it was. I was like, oh, okay. He's kind of
so he slept with a broad. So he slept with a broad.
That's on him. That's on him.
Man.
Garrett Grant said Abba thought he wouldn't get got, but anyone can get got at any time. And that's why I'm kind of putting him on blast, because he thought going the opposite route of us. I don't want to say us, but basically anybody that's a little bit more male centered. He thought, oh, I'm gonna be neutral, I'm gonna be supportive. I know if I do this, I can protect myself. And he did technically protect himself, but he's gonna probably end up in a worse situation than all of us. Because I don't even know how that's even possible, but that's literally what's gonna happen to him. I've made the joke just literally today, and then I said it on somebody else's comment. I said Abba's gonna be the first dude to have to pay child support on an unborn fetus. He's literally gonna make history. Like I'm dead serious, because she's from California. I don't know what the law. I know the laws are crazy in California, so. He had his little long distance relationship with her. You never know if this is gonna go to court. You'll be surprised. I haven't, like, especially for these past couple years, the things that I've been seeing that's being passed in legislation, the child support cases, the non-child support cases, the stuff that I see some of these NBA players have to go through. It's just at the end of the day, anybody can get got. So this is why when I would see people get caught up, I would be like, guys, don't get too high and mighty, because that can happen to any of us. But specifically with Abba, he would go out of his way to shit on the lowest common denominators. So it's now all of a sudden he's going to try to flip it and be like, oh, these red pillars are trying to say that she's telling the truth. No, they know she's not telling the truth. They're just ripping you because you're going through something worse. And you're still ending up with the same results, even though you quote unquote treated her good.
And this is a guy who has talked about Americans, not necessarily in a bad light, like directly, but I've heard him say several like he would hint at like how it is in the States. And I'm like, one, you don't live here, so like you can't really I don't live in I've been to Montreal. I can't opine on things that happen there. I can make jokes and stuff, but I've heard these guys opine on things that happen in the States. And you got caught up with the demographic who you've literally criticized in terms of like, oh yeah, they wild out there, they crazy. I'm like, okay. And you got caught up with her, Filipino, who I've heard they'll try to sometimes trap you with a baby and lie about it. I've heard more so about women in the Philippines doing that to like Americans who come over, whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That's facts. That's
so
facts.
you got caught with so to your point, if you don't even believe this pregnancy happened, you got caught up with one of those, right? And I'm not gonna lie, Filipino, there are a lot of badass Filipino women, attractive as hell, and you got caught up with that. Then you criticize America. Then you criticize with guys falling with these type of women. You fell for literally like the prototype of the women that you've criticized the red pillars for admonishing and oh my gosh, they blah, blah, blah. Like you look so and I wish I had more in my heart of hearts. I think this guy played mind I'm not supporting this woman at all. I personally think he did play mind games with her in terms of saying he wanted the kid, then backing off, and then now she's confused, knowing that he's dealing with a woman who is mentally not well. So he knew he made a mistake, and then he played mind games with her. So now she's waffling between, okay, I'm gonna have a kid. He's gonna be happy to have a kid, and then oh crap, he's not. What am I gonna do now? Let me just abort. Oh sorry, delete this kid. I think he played that type of game because even how he was talking to, it's like I don't know. I may be not project. I might be speculating, but
No, I said the same
he.
thing. I thought it was probably a bit of a reverse psychology thing.
Mhm.
Because usually if you tell a girl, if a girl says I'm pregnant and you're like, oh shit, I need the abortion, she's gonna keep the kid out of spite. So it was kind of one of those things. And then I think also part of it, she probably did find out about Abba's low sperm count. So even if she was knocked up, it probably was with somebody else's kid, but that's a whole other story. But I do think he did play some kind of reverse psychology on her. I can that's very plausible.
Because I know that if you're a guy, first of all, if you're making money, and if you're making money, and a girl tells you, hey, and she likes whatever, and she says, hey, I'm pregnant. If you're ecstatic about it, and she feels like the future's gonna be secure, y'all having that baby. If you come out and say, oh, are you serious? Oh my gosh, women are fragile like that. You tell her that you ready to have that kid, and you have financial backing, she's going to have the kid. So I know he played some game. Look, man. I don't know if she's gonna do it, but I would love to hear her be like, "Oh yeah, Abba told me this. Abba told me," like really get into the details to realize to show how much of a creep he is, bro. I'm telling you, he has the makings of it, but we just don't have the definite proof. And she's a bug out, so I don't know. But yeah, I just go ahead, man. I'm babbling on, but yeah, this dude.
Stone Dinner said 95% of Abba's content is us. No smoke for maple syrup. Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
What do you mean?
He criticizes like his own country basically, and the nonsense that's going on over there. Because it's a lot of people like that where they have like most of their content is is stuff that's happening in America, but they're living somewhere else. It's like even they found out that a lot of these Twitter accounts, they're coming from India, they're coming from Nigeria,
Africa, yep.
Like you're just like, and they're all talking about American politics or just trying to cause dissension, and you're just like, what? Are any of these people even living in America?
Are here, and they think that because they have like a commercialized, propagandized view of us, they know us. That's why it's like you couldn't even read this woman, bro. I'm not saying most Americans or a lot of listen, there are guys here in America who if that girl's hollering at them, they probably make the same mistake. But I'm telling you, motherfuckers would have been like, they would have did the Eddie Murphy to Mike Tyson thing and be like, yo, bro, at the end of the day, you still an ugly beep, beep, beep. Like, never forget that, bro. Like, no matter how much money you get, how famous you get, you still an ugly beep. So I mean, yeah, it's like you, and this show again. This shows that these guys from these other countries are obsessed with America, and they come to find out, oh crap, when they sit up here and they call Americans stupid or imply that we're stupid, and they get caught up in the same thing. I just sit back and laugh, like, look at you, like you're an idiot, you're a dumbass. But go ahead, my bad. I don't want to.
No, this is that's actually another topic, low key. You could go into, or I've kind of, there's a lot of even stereotypes. You try to debunk. Even like something simple as black men and fatherhood, right? And they don't understand what's behind that, the systematic, like the literally systematic dismantling of the black family, right? And even with that, from what I've seen, when I always say from what I've seen, black fathers be going out their way. I think they do a little bit too much, right? But when you'll say that, and then you're getting you'll get backlash from these people, and then you find out where their background is, and then you're just like, wait, you're not even in America, so you're just repeating a narrative that was literally sold to you. So there's a lot of things that I had to come to terms with, really doing the research behind the people that's giving you the pushback, you know what I mean, or doing things, or even in general. Like I did a quick story. It was a white dude. He was a stepfather to a woman with she had a kid with another dude, and then he recently had a baby with her. But the story kind of they kind of made it seem like, okay, white stepdad, it said white dad kills his family, right? And then people are just like, oh, this is just a typical white dude crashing out on his family, blah blah blah. But then when you look at the situation, I'm like, wait a minute, stepfather to a newly born, he takes out his stepkid, he takes out the mom, and then he takes out the original baby father. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what happened. He found out that she was still fucking with her bio dad, and he probably found out that his kid is probably
not his,
and he crashed out. But what Americans, they're gonna sell the story as, because this is what we do. We sell stories. It's all about headline. So we'll sell the story as dude just crashes out, so they would just kind of will categorize that as just another white dude crashing out. No, there's a reason behind that. And then now people overseas will see that story and they'd be like, what is it with Americans and guns? I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, right.
You don't understand the treachery that happens here, which causes a lot of these conflicts that you will just categorize as, oh, this is just a black man leaving his family. Oh, this is just a white dude crashing out on. No, it's a lot deeper than that. I get to criticize America because I live here. I know what happens, but that shit over here where you got these other people from other countries saying this and that about our fellow countrymen, our fellow countrywomen, they just don't understand what happens here. And that's a great point you bring up. As soon as they come over here, they get caught up with a BBL war.
They get
Crazy.
caught up. I don't know how many people I've went to school with from overseas. Not say they said it directly, but they come from the countries where it's, oh, my culture is better than yours and all this sort of stuff. Went to school with them. They became the drug addicts. They flunked out. They became bums. They had to go back. A lot of them had to go back home and work for their father's company because they couldn't get jobs. They couldn't succeed over here. After they be the same ones saying, oh, America this, America, you Americans, blah, blah, blah. Again, come over here and struggle. And then you go over to their country soon and see some of their customs. And it's like, wait, that's allowed? Oh, these little kids could harass a woman on the street. Y'all don't, they're not gonna get in trouble for that? You know what I'm saying? So I just, look, you can say whatever you want wherever you're from. But you sound like, until you experience it here, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. You don't come from a state of mastery. I don't care how big your channel is, how successful you are. If you're not experiencing it here, you probably shouldn't talk about it. And to be honest, people think it's ego of America. Oh, Americans, they don't know anything else, blah, blah. It's like, bro, you guys are so jealous that your country's dynamics are either boring or no one cares, and everyone cares about America. Because why would I be concerned with your country when I live here and I got 49 other states that are almost like countries within itself that I got to worry about? Oh, you don't know American, you don't know geography outside of America, and so what? Who cares? I don't care that I can't locate Kazakhstan on a freaking map. Who gives a flying? I got freaking bills to pay. I got rent over here. I'm trying to find a job. I'm trying to graduate from school here and build a career. I don't have time to be obsessed with your country that really does not impact me directly on any level. No offense. You could be obsessed with me. Our dynamics are rich, whatever. And you, so many times these people, they want to be American. Many times these people come from a place of jealousy. I'm telling he probably in his head. All that talk about fresh and fit, fresh in this. He want to taste what a good looking a good looking Filipino American woman is. Because I'm telling you, bro, there's no way. The way that she talks, bro, the way that she talks and she comes off, I would think that either something's mentally off with her or she's an airhead. So I would even, if I'm gonna sleep with her, first of all, she's mentally off. I probably wouldn't. But if she's just an area I might smash, but I'm protecting myself. The fact, and then he tried to say, "Oh, it was a relationship." I'm telling you, bro. If she had the right angle, if she was smart, she would have waited till ABBA came out and continued to put out videos on relationships, blah blah. Had her evidence and it says that guy's talking about this. Well, that didn't happen here. I'm not saying I'm not the type to blab off about, but if she was smart about it, she would approach it that way and took bits and pieces of her reality and said, "Yeah, Abba's a hypocrite because he preaches this, but this is what he did with me." It didn't go that way. If she was smart about it, but she's again a bug out. But that goes to show you all that crap that Abba talks about discerning and pick the right mate. He doesn't follow it himself because he's so obsessed with trying to mess with these Americanized women that he's bashed or implicitly bashed for so long. Bro, let me tell you something. Montreal has some badass looking women. Toronto, beautiful women. And he didn't pick a woman from there. He picked a woman from America to have relations with unprotected. Just think about that. You're in your own city, your own town, whatever place in Canada. Badass woman, Ola Brown. And you want to pick a bug out from America? Tell me he's not obsessed with trying to be down with the American stuff. They talk about all the time. I don't even know about stuff that happens in Canada with these guys for the most part. And the crazy thing is that when I've listened to guys like, well, back in the day, I don't listen anymore. Guys like Jordan Peterson, we talk about the MRA movement. When you talk about what the Trudeau was doing, there's a lot of stuff you can talk about with Canada. But he's obsessed with the American stuff. So I'm just telling you, I apologize for blabbing, but I'm telling you, these losers, these weirdos like this. I like Preach. Preach kind of like plays it back, and Preach is a good friend. Because I'm telling you, if there's anybody, if it was me, I would not be. I'd be like, you did that to tell the crowd that we're not friends? Man, F you. All right, man. If he handled this bit, and he would have flopped. Remember, Abba had his own channel. It may still be up. Abba had his own channel. He tried to come on and do the whole live stream thing. It didn't really run. He's not an interesting character. He needs somebody to play off of, and Preach is perfect because Preach would be quiet and make it seem as if Abba has a great point. Maybe 80% of the time, 70% of the time, Preach is not going to really fight back if they have like different opinions. He may provide his standpoint, but he won't be. It's not vitriolic, right? But Abba many times looks smart because he has a final word. He goes second many times because he lets Preach get it off, and then he goes second many times to end it off. Sounds smart, whatever. He's not an interesting guy. He's not intelligent, or he's not intelligent to. Oh my gosh, I have to listen to this. There's nothing about it. He's a weirdo. I'm telling you, he tried to break off and do the stuff by himself. It didn't work. Like I said, there's people in the comments on some videos before that said this comedy thing didn't really take off. That he's jealous of Preach because you go to his comedy shows, Preach gets these like great receptions. Abba doesn't. I'm telling you, Abba.
Yeah, that's I remember you said that in the comments. Now that's actually quite common where you'll have the more popular personality online, but really their comedy compared to maybe the less person or the person that they didn't expect to be funnier So I don't know what Preach's shows are like. I'm pretty sure I know what Abba's shows are like. It's probably, you know, the same, you know, Canadian, you know, liberal type shit, political. You know, I'm pretty sure like if I go to a Abba show, I'm pretty sure I know what I expect. So a Preach show, I don't know what to expect. So maybe Preach it. Like I don't know what Preach's show.
This is what Preach. I think Preach is like, if you around family, he could say certain things, especially if you have a Haitian family, that'll make you laugh. Like that because it's familial type of stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, he might do a few impressions. He'll talk a certain way. Because I've seen he does it on the show, right? And it's like, okay, I understand that type of concept. So if he goes on stage, I can see him getting into like things that people be familiar with. Like it's like, oh, okay, I remember back in it, like that type of stuff. Abbott gets on this again. His voice is this nasally, and then he has a weird gait about him. A person like Abbott has to really have like a funny voice or like a shtick, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have a shtick. He doesn't have a funny enough voice. He doesn't have a presence that's funny. It's preachy. It's boring. Like I told you, he had his channels by himself, and that channel didn't. I don't know where it is now. Maybe it's still up. It didn't go nowhere because he's not interesting. So I'm telling you, deep down in his heart, he wanted this chick so badly, bro. I'm telling you, every alert in his head told him, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? She didn't flip. I'm telling you, bro, Chris, she did not flip a switch. That she went over and went to Fresh and Fit to bury him? No, bro. I don't even have an ex. Well, I don't have an ex that has a bad standing with me. But I don't think that even with I don't want to say my worst ex, but the ex that not in the greatest of terms, where she would go over to my enemy and be like, "Yo, this what." I don't think I have that. So this dude, bro, I'll shut up after this. This dude messed with literally the prototype of the woman that he bashed guys like Fresh and Fit or the Red Pill guys for getting caught up with. Just like you said before. And man, wow. For the guys supposed to have much more discernment and wisdom than everybody else, you got caught up by this airhead or this weirdo? And you didn't pay for the deletion, like you said? And you didn't hold it.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got it. Oh, well, yeah. Corey Holcomb called it. What's it? The sinning bill. Oh no. Well, that's something else. Yeah, but I remember he said like it was like, man, he was like, look, I don't even care if she overcharged me. That's my punishment for fucking.
He said it like a week or 2 weeks ago. He's like, yeah, if you allow me to scoot up in you, oh God, no respect. Yeah, Corey. I mean, he's probably not gonna talk about this, but I wish he would. So, because this dude, I didn't see the live today. You said there was nothing there, bro. I'm telling y'all, guys, if you can find a video, man, go back to the first video. This dude was dejected. He was so dejected before Preach came on, son. Like,
wait, what's that?
Man.
That was the members. Yeah, that's that one.
That's the members zone. I mean, someone else may have. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have the. I think it's.
I should have downloaded it. So,
yes.
but I messed up with that one. Yeah. Let me play the last.
Go ahead,
see, I think the last 1 minute of it, because I think he threw a shot at the red pillars at the end, but I might have missed it.
That's my stance. Oh, you're a hypocrite. I'm not. That's what I really believe. So you don't like it? I don't give a shit. Suck my nuts. Oh, Abba, you got I got your mama pregnant too, bitch. Anything else?
You got you what?
I got whoever's mama it is, I got him pregnant. If you ass mad right now, and whatever it is, I got your mama pregnant. Anything else?
No, I need to tell our guy to add another soundbite to this.
Okay.
I want another soundbite. And the side bite is Libby, 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 Libby. I just try to make you laugh. That's all I'm doing.
You know, I think it's a perfect time now.
Absolutely, actually.
Let's see if we can hear that.
Let me book it for you. You tripping. Shit, you staying here just because you couldn't get cell service? Oh, hell no.
I just want to say it. That is one moment I am proud of. Shoot,
yeah, congratulations.
You got to go. And the fact that I recorded that, I know, but that's proof that this relationship was weird. Okay? Peace out. We'll be back probably Thursday at the latest.
He said it in the middle, but I don't feel like looking for it. But it was towards the end of the live stream, and you already heard it where you say, "Oh, you guys, the people that are calling me a hypocrite." Nah, I don't see that. but and it's almost like you're not. I don't think he really learned his lesson here.
No, he
Right?
didn't.
Even with the last stream where he said he threw a shot at Fresh. He said, "Well, it's not me, hooking up with a Chinese escort and getting played." I'm like, well, now that you're giving me the characteristics of the woman that you found, like, who's to say that's not going to happen to you again? I mean, if you're going to get got by a woman from Orange County, now Orange County is similar to, I will say this, Orange County is similar financially to the county that we've talked about. We're not going to we can't say
Yeah.
right. So we know that
Very
the women that grow up in these places, even the poor cities in that county, they understand who to look for when it comes to money. So if you're gonna get got from a woman from a county like that in California, and she's a nurse, and she's Filipina,
She's a nurse.
I mean,
I forgot, guys, yo. Nurses are literally the crown schmizzies of any occupation where you like who got the most schmizzies are nurses. They mess with the doc, they mess with everything, and I don't say anything, they mess with everything. They mess with a lot. They're high is it hypergamous? Is that the right word? They looking to get the come up. A lot of these nurses, they don't even give a damn about the certifications and take care of people. It's about, can I get a new Birkin bag? Can I get a new shoes? Whatever. They looking for a come up. And then also being in Orange County, I don't know if she's mixed. She probably is, maybe Filipino, but Filipinos is naturally mixed with Hispanic and Asian anyway. But I'm assuming because she lives in Orange County, there's some money somewhere, and she's looking at this dude who has this channel. You wear a mark, because if she's from Orange County and she's really about, hey, I'm trying to build, she probably would have married rich already, or been in that situation. She's looking for a mark. She might even be a pariah in her family, where she's I can't even say pariah, because nursing is like looked with high esteem in Filipinos.
Apparently, according to Abba, he said that there was actually people around her that warned him about her, and he basically jumped. Yeah, he said that in the first stream, which we can't show because it's members only. So I'm like, how?
So he said that. So yeah, I'm telling you, bro. See, I was gonna say maybe she's a sub because she's a nurse, because nurses are looked up like it's a a solid job in Filipino culture. But I'm thinking like, okay, she's probably in her 20s, whatever. She's not getting married within the because her parents are like, oh my gosh, I wanted to marry somebody rich from Orange County, perfectly white boy, but. And she's messing with this, and Filipinos, I'll say they mess with black people, a good portion of them. That she's messing with this dude from out of town, from Canada. Yeah, there's some pariah stuff going on, and the fact you just told me that, Chris, where they told Abba, bro, a Filipino father and or mother would not tell you to not mess with their daughter. If you're a man with a good head on your shoulders, all that stuff, they want y'all to get married yesterday. Where's my granddaughters? Where are my kids? Where's my grandson? The fact that they telling him, yo, do not mess with this girl, that means she is mentally what I'm telling you, bro. I knew. Thank you, Chris, for putting that out. She's a pariah in a family, and he still messed with her.
And then, according to Abba, she's in her early 30s or late 20s. So when you're dealing with a bra like she should have been, gotten chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And by this point, so you already know, if you see a woman like that looks decent looking, she's not fat, and she's still like she never gotten chosen, and she's in her 30s, that means she's most likely batshit crazy. And low and
bro, yes. Yes, they call them not necessarily Filipino and Chinese, Japanese. You're almost like you're like the zombie woman. After 25, they consider you like a zombie woman because like what man's gonna marry you? Even though that's extreme, but I'm pretty sure it's also within the Filipino community. Like, and the fact that their parents are saying, "Yo, they warned this dude." So hold up. This is why Salik. I'm sorry, Salik, bro. Just think about it this way. This guy gets on and talks about what other men should be doing, discernment, wisdom. The fact that the parents who probably say, okay, this guy's making good money, he doesn't deserve this. This woman is crazy. Our own daughter is crazy. Abba, get away. And he still skeeted up in her. He had not maybe 90% of men do not get that warning sign from the parents directly if they have money. You got athletes coming out of college and the whole parents are in on it. Like, yeah, we about to take that first contract. Oh my gosh, that draft night. Oh, clapping, blah, blah. Once he's done with the NFL, we taking all that money. This family from Orange County told him, don't mess with our own daughter, Salik. And he said, no, I'm still going to skeet up in her. These are the same guys that sit up with language talking about Pookies and Ray Rays, which is not Canadian slang. That's American slang. To talk about our people, and he's literally a Pookie himself. He chose Pookie. At least with the Pookies, I can say, you know what? A Pookie grew up in the projects, who grew up in the hood. Not say he shouldn't do better, but there are a lot of influences that's probably pushed him to do that. I'll say 20-30% of that is to blame, those influences, stuff like that. Even though as a man, you should always be looking to make the best decisions for you and the people around you. Abba's not a Pookie. And he still delved into the Pookie ways because they want, I'm telling you, bro, the American, whatever they deem as American culture, they want to be down so bad. Just think about that, Salik. Think about that, Salik. He had every sign to tell him, yo, bro, strap it up, wrap it up, do not mess with this chick, do not. Told him he went out with the no because he liked how she looked. He knew that in his heart of hearts, without this channel, he could never get a woman who looks this good. And the funny thing is that the red pill, but the red pill will tell you, bro, no matter how, bro, these women are not, they're going to pick whatever is best for them. The red pill would have advised Abba, the red pill voice would have told Abba, yo, bro. The parents, even the red pill would have said, whoa, test is over. The parents told you not to mess, the test is over. You don't have to do any more work. We're done. Don't even just go back to Canada or just wrap it up. And he still decide, because you know what, guys like this, I'll shut up after this. He likes the mental games he could play with a chick who looks this good, bro. There are guys who they went to school and they got rejected by good-looking women all their lives, and the sex comes from, in their mind, it comes from, now I gotta learn, and it's not necessarily a bad thing how to play the mind games to get a woman, but he fell so much into that part of his arrested development that he ended up putting a kid up in her. Instead of using the mind games to just get her smashed, protected, and leave, he actually, because he let his guard down. He's like, oh my gosh, this is what I always want to do since middle school. This is what I always want to do since high school. Mess with a chick that I know I could never get with because I'm a weirdo. And he skeeted up in her. Just remember that, Salik. Next time, I don't even think he may not do content that judges men on this type of stuff for a while. He's gonna try maybe let this stuff die down a little bit because he has to defend a little bit. Because now you got guys like, I'm not even a fan of Stevie. I think he's an idiot, but he had guys like Stevie Knight, fresh and fit, look like in a good light now. So he has to fight these guys a little bit, which is I would say is somewhat of a bad move because you put yourself on such a pedestal to act like you're above those guys, and now you're fighting down to make sure the hordes don't cross over the gates that you've created. So, but I don't think he's gonna be touching on this type of content for a while, Salik. Just look at how he moves going forward, and look at his language. Even in the video you played, the little end of the video, he's talking about suck my D. When has he ever said that? He don't really talk like that, like suck my D and all that stuff. He's getting that red pill rage, bro. So he might start to come over the line a little bit, camouflage himself with the red pill uniform a little bit. So now he's trying to play the middle. But just see how he moves and see what the content he puts out going forward, bro. He got exposed bad, man.
Let me play this beginning of the clip because I actually saw the beginning of the live stream from Stevie Knight Actually, before I did the stream, I saw this clip here. This is really interesting. So this are all the people saying that. Well, no, this is for Abba saying that he's not a hypocrite. This clip right here.
Abortion shouldn't be something you guys take lightly. Okay, abortion should not be some form of birth control that you guys heavily rely on. All right. A lot of you guys are just busting inside of people, no birth control. They're not on birth control, don't care. And then when shit hit the fan, you just looking at the ladies like, yo, take a pill. Go to the clinic. Like, that's an incredibly physically traumatic thing for a lot of women to experience. It fucks up their hormone balance for an extended period of time, it has physical ramifications, and it messes with their psyche. If you've never had your hormones completely out of whack, you may never be able to understand. But just casually saying, yo, just take a pill, do this, just get rid of it. You guys are asking a lot. Okay, so I'm not saying that you guys can't have conversations about abortion, but the way some of you guys approach it and the way you guys talk about it so flippantly, y'all are so goddamn irresponsible about it. I don't even care if you guys get caught up having to pay child support. Y'all should be a bit more considerate of what you're asking the opposite sex to do in regards to their own body when it comes to abortion.
That's a very interesting stance. And then now at the end of the video, he's saying that if the girl is too much of a terrorist, you shouldn't have to be tethered to her. So basically, he's basically saying what I'm saying, that now he's coming around talking about there's basically no such thing as a deadbeat dad, which I know you don't agree with that, but now there's no way that Abba should be sounding like me now that shit hits the fan. Now he doesn't want to accept the consequences of skeeting up in the womb. Like, I don't want to hear that from him. I do not want to hear that from him. So that's very interesting. But let me read some of these chats. XVY Jay-Z says, I believe Libby is also a sugar baby. She deleted her other IG page. Exactly. So she did delete her other IG page. CGA has searched up her he did a reverse image search on her, and he found out that she deleted her IG page. So that there is a good chance that she was a sugar baby. And if it is confirmed that she is a sugar baby,
Then he's fresh.
then he's basically fresh. It's not even.
Oh my gosh, please.
It would be, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. It's so funny seeing the people in the comment section. What are you talking about? Say that he's fresh. I'm like, are you? If you guys can't see, even with the description that he already gave her, if you can't see that he stepped in it, no matter what, he might as well should have been dating a California escort. It's the same thing,
Bro.
the same exact thing. Stone Dinner said Abba admitted to having red pill rage before. Another reason he's a hypocrite. Oh wow. I think he did.
I don't
remember. I think no, there was a point. There was a point. Something happened which actually led him to going on the Fresh and Fit show. He put red pill in the title, and then he got like some kind of warning from YouTube, like a really serious warning. Like, like there was if you put MGTOW in your title, you would get your channel demonetized at one point. So dudes stopped putting MGTOW in their title or in their description. So Abba kind of got caught up in that, and that's why he went to the Fresh and Fit podcast in the first place, last I remember. So it's been a weird kind of turn of events. I don't know if like the higher ups was like, yo, we got your back, we love your channel, blah blah blah, but you can't do this type of stuff right here. It's not going to be good for your money. It's not going to be good for your brand. So maybe he had that call. You never know. KM Live 1995 is laughing. Yeah, she had another IG account that she deleted. So
Man,
yeah. So she probably was a sugar baby on this. It's a good chance she was a sugar baby on the side. She is from Orange County, so Orange County, California, by the way. She had 2 IG accounts, and in the original live, Abba admitted that he found out about her other account, and he was like, he didn't really know what to do with that information.
Wow.
And he was saying that he was appalled because she used to be the jealous type, where he wasn't even allowed to, like, she was one of those bitches that, if you like another bitch photo, she's gonna go crazy. But meanwhile, she got a whole other.
She got a whole. Oh, he's a dweeb. He's
Exactly.
a dweeb.
Well, even I'll say even a high school girl would have been able to tell him not to be with a bitch like that. Like, dude, even if my because I got a lot of younger cousins, they would have told him not to do that shit. Like, I don't think he needs the RP for that. Like, the fuck.
I'm
You dating a
telling
bitch?
you, bro,
You dating a bitch from California? A nurse?
A
2 IG
nurse.
accounts? 2
Bro,
IG
Orange
accounts?
County nurse, 30, almost close to 30-something-year-old Filipino who's not married.
Yeah,
Bro, red flags galore. And then she got a no. Bro, if I find, first of all, whatever woman's telling you that I have a social media account, you could just tell them to go kick rocks. So that means you have no backbone. I'm telling you, bro, this guy was infatuated with finally getting a girl who looked that good. Second, bro, son, the fact that if you're looking on this IG account, I wish somebody. I guess maybe can't do it now. I wish somebody would have recorded some of the stuff because I'm pretty sure it was that I'm trying to catch somebody type of things. Because when people go out to Cali and she be the one she'll probably go to the Bay too, be around all them rappers, be around them, trying to get shows, trying to catch somebody for money, blah blah. And this dude Abba's like, oh no, she's just exploring life and taking photos outside of concerts and that coach. Bro, everybody was. But he probably don't say. Hold up. Did Preach tell him anything? Did he say anything about Preach warning him or anything?
No, well, apparently they don't even tell each other about their private dating lives. So, according to Preach, he said he found out that Libby and him were together because Libby contacted Preach on any information about Abba after they broke up. So that was, it's.
This is why Abba's a piece
really
of crap.
weird.
This is why Abba's a piece of crap. If I'm doing business with you, I'm in a room, pause with you for this long, bro. I'm telling you, after that video that I told you guys about, it's Abba who's doing this. This is good for him because you know what? A person like Preach, 10 times out of friend, if I had a person who's seemingly on the surface like Preach, a person like Preach would have told me. What about, yo, bro? You seen this girl's IG, bro? You see, because even look at what Preach is saying for the most. Preach is not really opining. From the video I see, I might be wrong. I didn't watch all of it, but what I'm seeing, Preach not really opining like that. Like, yeah, he said I'm here for more support to make you laugh because he's always like, bro, you got caught up with this chick. I would have
in
been
his
told
mind.
you not to mess
No,
with this type of chick.
you are right.
But because
Actually, about
Abba knows everything, Preach can't talk to him about stuff. I'm telling you, bro. Preach is looking at this like, this dude got with this dumb shit. But you know what? I'm a good friend. Let me be here, make funny noises, and make the. Because even in the first video, Preach wasn't supposed to be in that video.
Yeah.
He was. I think he said something to the effect, "I know you're," or something like that.
Yeah, he drove down there.
And Preach said, "I came over as soon as," something like that. I might be wrong. Yeah, I go back to. Well, I guess it's under the remember stuff. I don't think Preach is supposed to be there. That's how good of a friend Preach is. That you don't tell me about your personal life. You don't want to be close to me. You try to spit off of me on your own endeavors. It failed. I'm still here to support you. Still making money. And I'm here to support you. And you still don't want to tell me about this stuff, bro. Now maybe he might do. He might become closer to Preach because he needs support. But this dude, he's a goofy. He's a clown. He think he knows everything. I won't say this is good for him because the deletion was involved, but this is karma for him, bro. All that preachy stuff, you couldn't even see the flags. And then on top of the flag, it's almost like a I don't know if you guys remember from like the 1990s, those cartoons, like Animaniacs, when like they literally give you all the signs, you don't get it. And then the Animaniacs will like throw a sign at you, like saying something like, brrr, like to just show you, like, bro, it's obvious, do not do this or blah, blah, blah. The parents told this dude not to mess with their own daughter. And now you want to sit here and tell me, oh man, if a girl's going through that, you need to be there for her hormonal. So isn't this all hormonal still? She can still be going through some hormonal stuff, right? So let her get it all out, Mr. Hormonal. You freaking cornball. This is all hormonal and no. There are women out there who will delete a kid talking about it's hormonal. No, you are messed up. You're messed up. Yeah, part of it's hormonal, but you're still messed up in the head. There are women out there who will literally use a kid, leverage a kid to put you in a bad situation. That's their character. That's not hormonal. What she tried to do. So all this stuff she's doing is hormonal. Let it be, preach. This is a post deletion hormonal syndrome.
Oh,
You
man.
freaking loser. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm sorry, Chris. I keep going. It's just I'm so like
No,
I don't say
because
it's good for him, but it's like, bro, you
but
can't preach to nobody anymore, bro.
but the
You can't
reason
talk about
why
anything regarding relationships, how men should move. Or if there's any men who develop, like, bro, you literally played mind games so this whack job can end up deleting her kid, your kid, if she even had it.
but that's the reason why, you know, this specifically this show, and then also for the next show, it's probably going to be tomorrow.
Yo, am I on? Oh, let me come back in.
No, you're good. But for tomorrow, even hopefully, but specifically for today, I wanted you for this one because we were probably. It's not a whole bunch of people that are saying like, you know, man, I don't fuck with Abba. You know, there's actually a lot of RP creators that are kind of they were kind of afraid to go on the attack on Abba even before this stuff because they didn't want the backlash from the fans. So it was probably a few people that were brave enough to be like, nah, I think Abba's a bit of a sleazeball. You know, it was you, me, but then we were like, you know, Abba's a sleazeball, but I don't think Preach is that bad of a dude. I think Preach is his own person. I'm not sure what he does kind of outside of here, but I think Abba's not as a character, he ain't it. he's just not it. So hopefully we can get Reaper Ralph because I want to hear what he has to say. We're gonna save it. But specifically for the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant Breakfast Club interview, I don't think they show the full interviews anymore on the Breakfast Club, but we got to show that section where she's trying to explain away the reason why she's not a real doctor. Like this is it's just hilarious. And the first person to call her out and say, yo, this bitch is not a doctor is Corey Oakham. And at the time when he said it, they said that he was a hater. He doesn't like black women. He's intimidated. Then Dr. Cheyenne Bryant went on the Breakfast Club and was saying that he was an alcoholic. Something's wrong with him and saying a lot of lies about him. And it said that she told him off, which never happened on the Zoe Williams show. And then that was probably my highest streamed video where I showed the evidence of her just lying. But this bitch now she has nowhere to go. She has nowhere to go. And now black women are turning on her because she's basically making them look bad by saying, I don't really need a license to do what I'm doing. I'm out here hustling. So we definitely I'll open up the panel. I'll let me open up the panel that day. I'll open up the panel that day because I've been on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's ass for so long. So I'm already tired of hearing myself talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Right. Hey, well, we can't even call her doctor anymore. That's just, but I already know for algorithmic purposes, I'm gonna have to put Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because people are just gonna be like, who the fuck is Cheyenne Bryant? Right. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and I'm gonna put quotation marks over the doctor part, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so far so good. I think that'll be it for tonight. I have nothing else to say about Abba. We'll see. We'll see what happens later on down the line. Let me see if I missed any chats. Anything. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good here. Shout out to KML Live for checking in though. Shout out for checking in. Pyro says, I don't want to hear from Preach anymore. I've always had a feeling he was a snake, and now he really is. No. Oh, you mean to say Abba? Okay, that makes sense. I was like Abba. Preach seems like he's his own person, and and Reaper is right in terms of the perspective of. I always forget he did that bullshit where he went out of his way to say him and Preach aren't friends, and and shit like that. But even Preach in his own mind, I'm pretty sure hearing the characteristics, and you actually heard it from Preach. He's like, damn, a nurse. He's in the beginning. He's like, damn, she a nurse. He's like, you should have known. It's almost like, damn, you should have kind of known what you were stepping into. But like I said, when you're like, when you understand, Preach kind of understands his role on the show, so he doesn't overstep his bounds, and he's not the jealous type. So, that's some good insight into that. But yeah, Abba, for me, I've always said with that Destiny shit, and there's some people that I knew that were okay with it, and I was like, nah, I can't let that slide. Me personally, that was some whole shit. Dancing with his bitch in front of everybody, making Destiny look like. And of course he did that to Destiny because he knew he can only pull that on Destiny. But yeah, next live stream, we're going to be talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The alleged doctor. I don't know if that should be the title. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I've exhausted many words on this topic. But shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for checking it. Thank you for being really responsive, being a participant. By the way, shout out to you, King K 2005. Thank you for putting in a lot. I missed a lot of your chats. Shit. But yeah, I see your chats now. Abba's a sleazeball. And yo, if another bitch better not come out, because he has two bitches now saying the same thing. Another bitch come out, especially I'll say if two more bitches come out, he's cooked. And if he goes off script, it's gonna be 4 bitches coming out. And that shit he did at the end, shaming her sexual kinks, exposing her sexual kinks in front of the nation, that definitely didn't help the situation. So she's on his ass forever. So what will be my outro video? What will be my outro video? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, by the way, Reaper, before we hit Ghost, any last words to say on the situation?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. Abba is gonna be probably even more thoroughly exposed after this. But yeah, he ruined his profile and his platform, man. His own ego and his narcissism ruined him. So thanks for having me on, man. Great. I'll be here for the doctor.
That one I'll probably open. Yeah, I'll have you on, and I'll probably open up the panel. I'll probably open up the panel for that one. But
I'll comedy.
Yeah, that's yo, I was in people's comment section. I'm like, bro, just say Corey Holcomb was right on that. Just give a nigga his props, man. Just give a brother his props, man. Come on, man. But
he'll talk about tonight. He's definitely gonna talk about tonight. So
he kind of mentioned it like 2 weeks ago or last week, but he didn't really touch on it.
I thought the Breakfast Club interview just happened.
Oh yeah, because it did happen today. So you're right. He's gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah, he has to. He has to.
Oh man, that's gonna be comedy.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, anyways, man, I'm gonna hit Ghost. Man, thank you for coming through tonight at the end. All right, see you probably tonight in the comment section, the chat.
Yes, yeah, probably. All right, man. Peace, bro.
All right, peace.
This is a sick Negro.